This live Camdenton Lakers football game on Lake TV is brought to you by Slumberland Furniture, the Midmo Sports Network, Sardike Yamaha, Marcus Shakora State Farm, Polylift Boat Lifts, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialists, Ozark Homes, Bridal Cave, Quick Car in Osage Beach, Bristol Barbershop and Academy, Clark Tire in Sunrise Beach, the Missouri State High School Activities Association, Captain Ron's, Bear Market, the Butcher Shop in Camdenton, and Allie Holman Howe Funeral Home in Camdenton.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to tonight's Game of the Week on Lake TV. This year's Slumberland Furniture Pre-Game show. William Holtz alongside a fresh face in the Lake TV broadcast booth, my good man and legendary Chris Schneider. Chris, what's going on, man?
Good to be here. Thank you, Will.
High school football, it's a rainy one, and for those of you that remember, we last talked to you or broadcast into your living room from Webb City, a season that ended in absolute heartbreak, but the season has changed. The heartbreaks have had time to heal, and optimism is a word around here at Bob Shore Stadium, and expectations are sky high for these Camdenton Lakers.
I think this is going to be a really good test for the Lakers to start the season. This Tiger team, they've got a new coach last year, and he's kind of bringing in a whole new excitement, a whole new strength, and it kind of be a clash of you know, the Lakers are going to be throwing the ball. They're going to be going all over the field. The Tigers want to run the ball, and they've got a star running back that the Lakers are going to have to figure out how to stop tonight. So it's going to be very interesting. And then the weather on top of all that might come into factor as well. That might hurt the Lakers' run and gun offense.
Lots to talk about on tonight's Slumberland Furniture Pre-Game show. All of that Chris touched on, we'll talk with both head coaches. That, and we'll preview one special player, one on each side, one from each team. That and much more. We return to Lake TV on the Slumberland Furniture Pre-Game show.
Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, Slumberland's 3-day doorbuster sale. You'll get up to 70% off. Get this solid wood nightstand for just $198. Make your bed new again with this incredibly comfy mattress topper, marked way down to $86. Pay no interest for 4 years. But hurry, quantities are limited. The 3-day doorbuster sale at Slumberland. It's a good life.
Once upon a time, three bears went shopping. At Bear Market, of course. Inside, they couldn't believe their eyes. Panda Bear loved the selection of women's clothes. Girls' clothes, too. Polar Bear was excited about the racks of men's clothes. Boys' clothes, too. And shoes, shoes, shoes. Brown Bear had fun trying out the huge selection of furniture. Tools, too. When the three bears heard Bear Market was a consignment store that helped local charities, they couldn't bear to leave. So look for the three bears when you shop at Bear Market, Route 54 West in Camdenton.
And we are back on the Slumberland Furniture Pre-Game show, just minutes away from the Camdenton Lakers kicking off the 2019 football season. But before we resume our pre-game show, time to pay honor to our great country. Wonderful rendition from the Pride of the Lake Marching Band. That's our national anthem. And Chris, right back to the game of the night, Camdenton and Waynesville, and you talked about it. These Waynesville Tigers, tricky to put your thumb on, but they could prove to be a very tough contest for the Lakers.
Yeah, I actually think this is a good test for the Lakers to start the season, and they're all out this year. I mean, they're going for a state title. Camdenton is this year, and a lot of people expect them to go that far. Well, this Tiger team, they come into the night, and you'll hear it when we go to the interview in just a second that you did with him, but they are completely confident that they can not only match up with this Laker team, but they themselves can battle for a conference and maybe a district championship this year and maybe even more. They are supremely confident. Their head coach is in his second season. They were just 3-7 last year, but talking to him this week, he thinks they've got a better understanding of how they do everything. They've got a star running back that's already got offers from major colleges, so they think that they can handle that, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the different offenses work in this weather. The Tigers, they like to run the ball. They'll tell you flat out, we're going to run it down your throat. And of course, the Lakers do it a different way. So it'll be very interesting to see how this turns out and how the weather might affect things tonight as well. Now, before the game, you sat down, you talked with the Waynesville Tigers head coach, and here's what he had to say.
Now joined by Waynesville head coach Joe Haynes. Now, Coach, coming in your second year, a lot of tough places you get to play throughout the course of the year. Starts right here at Bob Shore Stadium. Tough place to play, man.
That's what I've heard. So I'm excited to see how the atmosphere turns out. For our kids, this is a game they don't have to wake up for and get jacked up for. It's a rivalry game. I've made that clear that we take rivalry games serious, and so they're with me and I'm with them when it comes to how they feel about coming here. We just got to go out and play ball now.
Coach, you're entering your second year, and your first season at Waynesville, a season full of culture change. You wanted to change the culture on your program, and you did that. Only 3 wins, but a much more successful year than it showed on paper, and that carries over to this year. You got a very talented group coming in.
We're excited once again. That's a word that I probably have used 1,000 times this offseason going into the summer. Yeah, you say 3 wins last year, but people forget that there was two games that were almost, one was a 3-point and one was an overtime loss. Right. So that team last year did a lot, but we're talking about the here and now. These guys are ready to come and make a statement, and that's what we hope to do. We can't win conference unless you win the first one. These guys are picked to be favorite. Our job is to prove everyone wrong.
That's right. Coach, I read about you, one of the most exciting coaches in the district and in the conference. Got a lot of energy, and of all the things you have to be excited about, you got a very talented tailback you get to build around. Touch on that.
The thing is he's one of many. That's the part we like. Sheen Butler-Lawson is an awesome athlete. He's an awesome Waynesville Tiger, and he's a great teammate. He shares the load, and he's willing to share the load. Those other guys, they follow his lead naturally. How he goes, we go to a certain extent. But we're excited to see him take on a leadership role for the second year in a row as a team captain. And then now we can showcase everybody else that comes with him.
Coach, hey, thank you so much for your time, and good luck in tonight's game.
No need for luck, baby. It's a sure thing. You know what they say.
I love it, Coach. Thank you very much. That's Waynesville head coach Joe Haynes.
So as Coach Haynes had to say there, obviously an incredibly talented running back this team really relies on, but not the only player, and that's a very special player. Our Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialist, spotlight player of the game. Chris, you're going to tell us more.
Yeah, his name is Sheen, right? I mean, so that should tell you something right off the bat. I mean, it's not John or Jim or anything like that. Sheen Butler-Lawson, and when I talked to the coach this week, that was the first name that popped up, and for good reason. He's already got major college offers from Purdue and South Dakota, I believe, and probably more on the way. Obviously, a lot will depend on how well he does tonight and for the rest of the season. But this is a real deal, this guy is. But he's not alone. He's got a lot of talent around him. As the head coach just said, this is a team philosophy that Waynesville has. They don't want to just rely on one guy. They're going to go with a host of running backs. They've got some wide receivers coming back. They've got some guys on defense coming back. So they are confident that they can play with anybody, including Camdenton this year. We're going to see tonight.
And Sheen Butler-Wilson, obviously any head coach going to tell you he's not the only guy we have, but you saw his numbers on the screen. Limited touches last year. He did it both running the football, he did it catching the football, and that actually works in the favor of Waynesville because they could do it either way. And in a game with these wet conditions, maybe they're able to hand it off to Sheen and allow him to run wild. Now we look at the other side. of tonight's game, the Camdenton Lakers. We touched on it earlier, Chris. They came off a heartbreaking end in the state quarterfinals a year ago against arch nemesis, the Webb City Cardinals.
Right.
That game was just an extra point away from going into overtime. The Lakers finished the year 11-2, but with the #1 offense in the state of Missouri, including the #1 quarterback in the state of Missouri, Paxton DeLauren. He's tonight's Cool Breeze Marine Spotlight Player of the Game for the Lakers. Only a junior a year ago, Chris. He comes in off historically the greatest statistical campaign in a very, very rich program's history. And you see his numbers right there. 43 touchdowns, over 3,800 yards. He had another 7 rushing touchdowns on the ground. He had 50 touchdowns as a junior. And you bring him back and he has another year of maturity, another year of physical conditioning, and another year with head coach Jeff Shore, who comes in his 9th year at the helm at Camdenton. You got to know the Shore name, Chris. The stadium named after
his dad, I
Hall
believe,
of Fame member
absolutely.
Bob Shore. The program obviously rich, 5 state championships. It's unbelievable.
Well, you know, and in talking to both of these head coaches this week, they both said the same thing. They said, the Waynesville coach said, we played them the first game last year. We weren't ready. You know, as the year went along, we got better. And Jeff Shore said the same thing. He said, they're going to be ready for us this year. We played them right off the bat last year, and they weren't ready for us, but that's not going to be the case this year.
And actually looking at this Camdenton-Waynesville rivalry, Chris, under head coach Jeff Shore in his 8 seasons, he's 7-1 against the Tigers, and he wins by an average margin of victory with a score 32-14. Although that's impressive, the last 3 seasons, Lakers have taken all 3 of those matchups, and guess what the average score has been? 42-4. So the last few seasons, Camdenton getting it done. Now, Chris, I did get an opportunity to talk with Coach Jeff Shore earlier, and I'll tell you what, he is fired up.
Now got Laker head coach Jeff Shore. Now, Coach, you've done this many, many years in different capacities. 9th as a head coach right here at Camdenton. Does this season feel any different than your average season?
You know, it's just I think I'm having more fun than I've ever had. And I've had a lot of fun in the past. So it's just a great time, you know. Coaching a great group of guys. After last year, you know, it was just an exciting year with the change and some of the offensive stuff. And then, you know, having a quarterback like Paxton is, you know, he's fun to watch. And, you know, I'm a fan too. I enjoy watching it. So it's a good time. And so, you know, I don't know. It's first game of the season. We'll see how we do. But I think our kids will work hard, and I think they'll play hard. So.
Coach, of course, you got Paxton back, but one thing we got to touch on, you lose 5 of his favorite weapons to graduation. Are you worried at all about the 5 weapons you graduated?
Oh, sure I am. You know, they were tremendous football players across the board. So you never know from year to year. But we've had a really good summer and have found 12, 13 guys, I think, that can catch the football. So they're all going to get an opportunity. So we'll see what happens.
Coach, you look at the Waynesville Tigers, obviously a much different team than a season ago. They got one of the best players in the area. How are you guys going to find a way to stop that talented tailback for the Tigers?
That's a good question. I'll tell you what, it's going to be hard. He looks great on film. He looks as advertised, you know. I've had some luck against him last year, but you got to remember that was their first game ever with their new coach. They've had a year under their belt. They look extremely talented on the offensive end, so as well as defense. So it should be a great ball game.
Coach, not to add any extra pressure, you told me you expect to win every single game. And of all the things you got to worry about, all the people you want to make happy, don't forget about me because I've never been to the Dome to cover a team. So buckle up. Let's go and ride together, brother.
Hey, I'd love to. We try to and expect to every year. We just see if we can get it done.
Coach, good luck and thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Guys. Appreciate it.
So obviously Coach Shore pretty excited, and he said, more now than ever, I'm just having a blast coaching football.
You know, and this is the time of the year where everybody's got hope. Everybody thinks they've got a shot at the title. Doesn't matter what you did last year or how it ended last year, how good or bad it was. Everybody's in the same place right now. And, you know, there have been shockers in years past where a team like Waynesville came out of nowhere and became a powerhouse. They've got a new coach. He's in his 2nd year. He's trying to change the whole culture there. As you heard from the interview just a couple of minutes ago, that guy is nothing but energy.
Yeah.
And his players feed off of that, and it'll be really interesting to see if and how far he's been able to take that culture change with the Tigers into this year.
And what an incredible confidence boost this could be to start his second year as head coach on the road at one of, if not the toughest places to play in the state of Missouri. Now, Chris, I talked a lot about Paxton DeLauren, the #1 state quarterback in the entire state. However, what I didn't get to touch on is last year, due to graduation, his 5 top targets were lost to graduation, and there's a lot to be said for that. New guys are going to have to step up and make plays for this quarterback.
Yeah, you know, and watching them work out before the game, when the Tigers were on the field, you know, they tried to be loud and boisterous and bring some of that football intimidation. And I was watching some of the younger Laker players in it and how they would react, and it almost looked like it did bother some of them. So it will be interesting to see how some of those guys step up and they take over. And I think maybe the biggest issue for the Lakers going into this game is going to be weather. You know, if their passing game can handle the rain and the cool. Now, obviously, it's going to get a lot colder as the season goes on. So, you know, the temperature shouldn't bother them. But maybe the wetness will, because Jeff Shore will tell you right off the bat, hey, we might throw the ball every play, the entire game. If that's the case, can the quarterback throw a wet ball? Can the receivers catch a wet ball?
Right.
Well, we're going to find out.
And one guy to touch on that kind of gets lost in translation due to the success Camdenton had passing the football is their tailback, Eli Griffin. He only had a little over 300 yards last season, but Chris, 13 rushing touchdowns a year ago, and they get him back. So when you get inside that 5, inside that 10-yard line, into that red zone area, you do have a tailback who has experience and is used to getting tough and punching it into the end zone.
Well, and that's one of the things about a passing offense that helps the running game. I mean, if everybody's keyed on trying to stop the passing game, and the Tigers say coming into this game that they're gonna load up in the defensive backfield. I think they've got 5 guys in the backfield. Well, that should open some running lanes for the running back to get some good open field to run in. You know, we'll see if he can take advantage of that.
Couple of guys you do want to touch on for Camdenton. Their seasons were cut short a year ago. They'll be back as as juniors, both of these guys. Top 2 receivers. You got Cooper Ezard, and you also have Jace Nicholas. Those were going to be the top 2 guys a season ago. Like I said, both their seasons were cut short due to injury. Paxton gets them back, so although you lost the top 5 guys, you get 2 guys that Paxton's very excited to have back in the lineup.
Well, and you're one of the bigger experts on both of these teams because you've been doing these games for the last, 7 years, I believe. You were in, you saw that game, how it ended with Camdenton and Webb City. How do you think Camdenton is going to bounce back from that? Will that fuel the Laker team going into this year, do you think?
You would certainly hope so. And speaking of fueling the Laker team, 2 guys they do get back on the defensive end. Colin Thomas, a perennial All-State player a year ago in the secondary. I'm telling you what, this kid is a ball hawk, and nobody in the Ozark Conference can cover a wide receiver better than Colin Thomas. And then the quarterback of the defense, Ryan Mawson, senior linebacker. He was an All-State selection a year ago. It'll be really, really fun to see. I talked to Ryan this offseason. The kid's a machine. Every day weight room, every day getting in extra reps, watching game film. And he said, Will, after the way our season ended last year, you better bet in 2019 it is a state championship season or a bust. So hopefully that answers your question.
Well, yeah, and you see that a lot in teams that they come that close the year before. I mean, you see it on every level. You see it high school, college, and pro, where they use that as motivation. They came that close. I mean, if they would have gone for 2 and made 2, if they would have made the extra point and won in overtime, they could have won a state championship, and they know that. They haven't forgotten that. That's fresh in their minds, and that should be a lot of jet fuel for them going into this game.
Absolutely. This your Slumberland Furniture pregame show. Folks, we are just minutes away from the 2019 Camdenton Lakers football season getting kicked off right here on Lake TV. We'll be back after this. And we are back, folks. This concludes your pregame show presented by Slumberland Furniture. It is Friday, August 30th, and the wait is over. football fans, Laker fans, and maybe even you Tiger fans, we've got you covered all night long right here on Lake TV. I'm William Holtz alongside Chris Snyder here at the Jaws of Death. And Chris, we set the stage, we did our research, and like I said, the wait's over. It's time for some football.
Yeah, this is what it's all about. You know, I mean, these kids worked hard. I mean, on both sides of the ball, both these schools, these kids were lifting weights, they were running, they were, you know, doing as much as they could possibly do, as much as the state will allow them to do, with this moment in mind, this kickoff in mind, and now it's here.
One of my favorite players in Camdenton Laker history, place kicker Luke Galbraith. I expect him to have an outstanding season, Chris. We all know what happened in his year. He was one of the top point getters in the entire state. As a matter of fact, he was number 2 in the state of Missouri and made extra points. It's not that the kid can't kick, and I can't wait to see how that young man bounces back this season.
Absolutely. That's part of the game, what makes you a man, why football is so important in the growth process to overcome things like that.
And Chris, I don't know about you, there is nowhere I'd rather be than right here, right now, watching high school football alongside you.
So Waynesville will get the ball first, and we'll see what the new Tiger offense looks like right away.
Not sure what the delay is. It does look like our near side official having a discussion with Laker head coach Jeff Shore. The game clock shows 0 right now, Chris, so that could be an issue until we get that squared away. We'll have to wait.
Hey, you know, maybe we already have a weather problem with the clock.
You never know. Those impressive scoreboards they have here in Camdenton, you see. And the near side official now looking into the press box. Do want to give a shout out to our pregame sponsor, Slumberland Furniture, Slumberland at the Lake. Packages available now from whole house to just room or levels. Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. Now, Chris, we have our game clock set here. We don't have it here, but they can play without this one. It's time for football. Galbraith set to kick it away, and he does. That one over towards the sideline, bounces into the end zone for a touchback. Interesting call, so they're going to get him for an illegal procedure, and that was awful close.
Interesting, and his first kick after what happened last year, and it wasn't what he wanted it to be. But again, weather is definitely a factor. I bet this field has gotten somewhere between 4 and 5 inches of rain in the last 24 hours, so it's going to be a little bit soggy. It might affect the kicking game as this evening goes along.
Very well could, Chris, and I'm interested to see because everybody talks about Sheen Butler Lawson. We talked about him, you know, all week long, but it can't just be him tonight. Everyone knows who he is. I'm interested to see who for Waynesville steps up, and it could even be their junior quarterback, Michael Lewis. He got some reps last year towards the end of the year, and he got some valuable varsity experience. We'll see what he looks like on this opening drive. And just like that, we have our first penalty flag presented by Ozark Holmes. It'll either be a legal procedure or offsides, and it's going to be offsides against the Lakers, so.
You know, that's almost expected. You know, I mean, first game, everybody's keyed up. It's pretty easy to jump offsides.
Lewis now out of the gun on 1st and 5, under pressure, steps up, eludes a would-be man. Now he's going to run. Lewis with some good speed across midfield and taken down by Mawson at about the 47-yard line after a big-time gain. We'll give him 18 yards and a first down presented by Quick Car. How about that?
That was very nice. The quarterback showing his slickness in the backfield. He avoids his sack. Just very easily could have gone as a sack for the Lakers, but they couldn't get it done.
Lewis with a really nice play there, like you said. Camdenton had the pressure and able to make the tackle on the quarterback. 18 yards later, 1st and 10, Waynesville. Lewis out of the gun, split backfield, hands off to his right side, and In again, it's Ryan Mawson, 2 plays from scrimmage, 2 tackles, and the all-state linebacker starts off right where he left off a season ago, Chris, and you saw him from that middle linebacker position come across the field and find the ball carrier on that play for Waynesville. It was number 30, Eric Richardson, not Sheen Butler Wilson.
Yeah, interesting. I think everybody in the stadium expected Sheen to get the ball, and he didn't. It didn't quite work the way the Tigers wanted it to.
Now they will get to Wilson outside, and it's Griffin there, stops him dead in his tracks. Back at midfield, it goes for a 3-yard loss. No, we'll make it a 4.5-yard loss. At Waynesville now, we face with a 3rd and 13, and how about Griffin on the outside pursuit, Chris?
Good coverage from the Lakers there, and it's interesting, the Tigers who came in saying, oh, we're going to run it down your throat, they've been trying to throw the ball right off the bat. So the Lakers have been up for the task and ready for that.
No doubt about it. So our first 3rd down of the night comes with 10:37 left in the first quarter. Lewis out of the shotgun. He'll now motion Wilson to his right. 3rd and 13. Lewis now rolls to his right. Steps across his body, going deep. Has a man, but overshoots everybody. That's going to bring up 4th down and 13. No penalty markers on the field, and the Lakers do allow 1 first down, but the defense stands tall.
Yeah, and that first down was a scramble first down, and it actually could have been a sack for the Lakers. So really it was a pretty decent first defensive stand for Camdenton. And the Tigers, they come away with a first down, so they can't feel too terrible about it themselves.
Very good. So at 4th and 13, back to punt for Waynesville. It's the senior Troy Aaron back to return for Camdenton. Not sure I can get a look. It's Jace Nicholas, the junior, coming off a injury-shortened campaign a year ago. And so now it's going to be a delay of game, a penalty flag presented by Quick Car in Osage Beach, home of the Unlimited Car Wash. And if it is a delay of game, Chris, it'll now be 4th and 18.
You know, and keep an eye. You can see that it is still, it's not pouring rain, but it's coming down a little bit. It's a little wet. The ball is going to be wet, and sometimes, you know, when you're trying to field a punt back there coming out of the mist, it's pretty tough to do. So we'll have to keep an eye on that throughout the evening as well.
Yeah, especially on, like you said, special teams plays when you have to try to track that football down. And Chris, that's always one of the most challenging things, and you even see guys in the NFL struggle with that, especially in these conditions. And actually, kicking for Waynesville, it's Eric Richardson, not Choi, so I stand corrected. 4th and 18, Richardson takes the snap, gets the punt away. It's a short kick, hits about the 20, now inside the Laker 20 before it comes to a halt at about the 17-yard line. And that's where we'll get our first look at Paxton DeLorean and this high-powered Camdenton Laker offense. Chris?
Yeah, you know, it was interesting watching that punt. It wasn't as far as the Lakers thought it was going to go, and it was a good decision by the receiver to not try to run up and catch it, let it drop. You know, you avoid a slick ball and a possible turnover this early in the season. This is your first chance at the offense, and we're going to see what the Lakers can do with it.
No doubt about it. Their first drive of the 2019 season, empty backfield, 5 wide receiver. Now Griffin in motion. Quick hitter to Griffin, and that is read perfectly by Erickson, who drops Griffin at the 13-yard line. That's a 4-yard loss, and the quick hitter, Chris, I love what Camdenton wants to get going, but a real nice play on the outside by Richardson.
Tigers were expecting it. That was not a surprise. They knew it was coming.
Right back to the empty backfield. DeLaurent now steps up in the pocket. He's going to run. Little stutter step back across the 20 and gets down. That's a nice play by DeLaurent. He gets up to the 23-yard line, gains the yardage back he lost, and then some. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and about 5 yards here, Chris.
Boy, he's a big kid, isn't he?
6'5".
He looks good back there.
I got an opportunity to run some patterns with him a couple weeks ago. I'll tell you what, the kid is impressive.
Oh, my gosh. He has got the perfect physique for a quarterback.
3rd and 5 now under pressure. He steps up, eludes the guy. He's got open daylight across the 30. Little stutter step pump fake to get the extra 8 yards out of the 41-yard line. That's a 17-yard run, and Paxton DeLaurent Big time first down run on third down for the Lakers, who move it with their initial first down of the season, Chris. And boy, did he do a great job to elude that first line of defense.
Yeah, and they're not giving the Tigers a chance to think about it or breathe. They line right back up and keep putting the pressure right on them.
Empty backfield once again now. DeLaurent, pressure, a little screen. Oh, he had Griffin there. Sorry, not Griffin. I stand corrected. That's Cooper Ezard. And Cooper, he's going to be one of DeLaurent's favorite
He's one to watch
this year.
Yeah, he sure is.
He's your high school version of a Cole Beasley or a Julian Edelman, except he's bulky.
Well, you know what? And on that one, he heard some steps, or he would have had a catch there. He knew he was going to get hit.
So second down and 10 now. DeLaurent under pressure. Throws it, he has a man, and he hits him in stride. Are you kidding me? Inside the 20, it's Nicholas down at the 8-yard line. That's good for 50 yards in an absolute circus play by DeLaurent.
That was very impressive. DeLaurent was in the grasp, and if he wasn't so big and strong, he would not have been able to get rid of that ball. And not only did he get rid of it, I mean, he wasn't just throwing it away, but he nailed it right in stride. That was a perfect pass.
You gotta be kidding me, Chris. We talk about it. As good as this kid is, he comes in, and while he's getting wrestled to the ground across his body, 35 yards on a dime for a 50-yard completion.
That was impressive.
Inside the red zone now, your Marcus Shakora State Farm red zone. Griffin now inside the 8, and he's going to be taken down by a slew of Tigers at about the 6-yard line.
Interesting, the first run there the Lakers have put together. And, we talked about it in the pregame show. When you throw so much, when you have a run-and-gun offense, a lot of times that will open lanes for your run game. It did not in that case.
No doubt, and Waynesville here defensively all night long, their strategy is going to be to play soft coverage, make sure your secondary is covered, but here you have the boundaries that kind of work in your favor. And if anywhere the Lakers were to get themselves maybe in a bit of I wouldn't say get in trouble, but this could be interesting to see if Waynesville can use the perimeter in their favor. Play action now. DeLaurent steps up into the end zone, overshoots his intended target. That's tight end Mason Kenny. He was looking for the senior, who stands 6'3", weighing in at 210 pounds, just throws a little too high for him.
That was a good decision from DeLaurent because he didn't try to force it in there. You don't want to throw an interception in the end zone. You've probably got some points on the board if you just have to go for a field goal. So he just threw it out of the back of the end zone, and that was a good decision.
So third down and 8 now. A third down and goal from the 8 now. DeLaurent. Pump fake, steps up. He might tuck it and run now, tries to get outside. Throws in, it's caught for a touchdown. Jace Nicholas once again. Oh my goodness.
Unbelievable.
You have got to be kidding me. Paxton DeLaurent as good as advertised and a whole lot better on that opening drive. Oh my goodness.
That was all DeLaurent, and it was all on his strength. The long pass to set up the touchdown. He was in the grasp. He very easily could have been sacked, and the same thing happened there. He's so big and strong, he stayed on his feet and was able to throw it in the end zone.
And how about Nicholas to go down, secure the ball in these conditions, and DeLaurent put it where only Nicholas could get it. Galbraith now, the extra point is up, the extra point is good, and with 7:39 remaining in your opening quarter of play, it's Camdenton striking first on the touchdown. You're watching exclusive coverage of Camdenton Laker football on Lake TV.
Discovered over a century and a half ago, Bridal Cave continues to amaze those who venture through it. As you tour through Bridal Cave, you'll see massive onyx formations, giant columns, and the one and only Mystery Lake. Bridal Cave's unique stalactite-adorned bridal chapel has provided a truly unique backdrop for over 3,000 couples from around the world. Bridal Cave is open daily, rain or shine. Guided tours leave every few minutes. Come explore the lake's favorite natural attraction. Explore Bridal Cave today.
You guys want soda or anything? And we're back
just
on
black
Lake
for me.
TV. Chris Snyder alongside William Holtz, and we're ordering our coffee, folks. It's a chilly evening, especially when we're used to that 70, 80, 90 degree weather. Chris, So ordering our coffee, but an impressive defensive stand after Waynesville started with the football, and then Camdenton, they took no time at all to march the length of the field.
You know, and it's interesting because on the two big plays for Camdenton, the Tigers did everything right. They rushed the passer. They had some good early coverage. They actually had the quarterback in their grasp both times, but both times the Lakers quarterback was big enough and strong enough to stay on his feet, throw the ball, one for a long pass, long gain, and then for the touchdown. So the Tigers have to be shaking their heads because they didn't do anything wrong there. They just got beat by a better quarterback.
Doesn't get any more frustrating than that. The right defensive scheme, essentially, the coverage was good, and just at the last second, it's a incredibly talented young man making a play, and at that point, like you said, Chris, you just got to shake your head, tip your cap to the young man, and say, okay, we're going to get you next time.
And you can see why he was the most prolific quarterback in the state last year. And now he's, got another growth of maturity, another year of maturity and growth on him, and he's looking even stronger already this year.
All right, so Galbraith now set to kick it deep. This one a much better kick, stays in bounds. Nice kick into the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. Good thing for Eric Richardson because he was about to be met by a wall of Lakers flying down on the coverage team. So 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. This will be the second look we get at the Waynesville offense, Chris. And you mentioned on their first drive, they actually came out passing the football, trying to catch everybody off guard. Do you think this time they might stick to basics and put the ball on the ground?
Yeah, here's where the rubber hits the road. You've got your first hits out of the way. You've got your first blocks out of the way. So we're in the real deal. It's no longer just a thought or, a wish of what's the season ahead. Now we're playing. Now it's a real thing. You didn't surprise anybody on your first series with the passes. So, yes, I think you got to go back to your bread and butter and do what you do best.
And that one goes absolutely nowhere. Leading the way, Big Court Petty, the senior, off an outstanding junior campaign. And in the secondary for the Lakers, we talked about they get Colin Thomas back, but you can't forget his twin brother, Connor Thomas. He lines up on the other side. They both stand 6'2", 170 pounds, and they wear jersey numbers 8 and 9. Kind of a cool story. You look at both sides here for the Lakers, and they are covered. 2nd down and 12 now. 7:05 left in our opening quarter. Lewis out of the gun, split backfield. Inside, maybe a miscommunication. Lewis in big trouble, and he's dropped behind the line. This time it's Mason Kenny, who will be credited with the quarterback sack. That's a big loss back to the 12-yard line. And, Chris, that's going to bring up 3rd down and 18. And for Waynesville, really moving in the wrong direction here.
Yeah, the Lakers are dominating the line of scrimmage right now. There was no place to go that time. There was penetration into the backfield. So, and they're going away from their star for some reason. They're not handing the ball off to Sheen.
Quick hitter now. Sheen gets it in the flat now, trying to make something happen, and just not enough room. He has about 5 or 6 yards, but nothing hurt, and you saw it there. You get the ball in his hands. He's quick and he's explosive, but on a 3rd and 18 with that kind of coverage, the Lakers limit the damage, and they look to get the football back on a 4th and 15 now for Waynesville.
But you're absolutely right. You saw the flash of what makes Sheen so strong. I mean, he's big and he's fast and he's quick, and he showed it on that. If the Tigers are going to do something in this game, they better figure out how to get him the ball.
Absolutely. Now that's a muff spat inside the 5-yard line, and the Lakers are gifted dream field position. 1st down and goal from the 3, and Chris, I would say it's Eli Griffin time on 1st and goal. The Lakers start inside the Marcus Shakora State Farm red zone, and I mean, it doesn't get much better than this.
Not for the Lakers, it doesn't. And we talked a minute ago about how this weather might affect the special teams game. We thought, if it's going to affect anything, it might affect the receivers. That time, it affected the punter trying to receive the ball. He couldn't quite handle it, and the Lakers were right on top of him.
It's Tommy Garagnini with the stop on special teams, and he sure waylaid the punter. So 1st and goal now Lauren under center. Eli Griffin with the wishbone set in front of him. It's going to be a toss outside. Griffin cuts back inside, fighting for the pylon. He is close, or sorry, he was looking for the end zone. Just short inside the 1. Going to bring up 2nd down and goal.
Nice run, though. I mean, he could have lost ground on that one. He found his way through a little bit of the traffic, weaved his way, almost got to the goal line, didn't quite get there, came up just short, but a nice run.
So we are running into pretty heavy rainfall, folks. Our sideline cam going to come inside, and we may bring our top camera angle down as well here inside the booth, but we're going to stay with you all night long. 2nd and goal now. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Jaden Faulkner, the junior. His first touchdown of the year, and the Lakers 13, Waynesville 0 with 5:24 to go, and mixing it up a little bit. Faulkner's first carry, and he walks in easy.
This game could not have started any better for Camdenton. I mean, Coach Shore couldn't have drawn it up any better. The first drive, they take it, the length of the field, they score, get a turnover, and put it right back in the end zone.
Galbraith now, the extra point is up, and the extra point is good. So 2 series for the Camdenton Lakers. 2 touchdowns. They lead Waynesville by a score of 14-0. We'll be right back on Lake TV after this.
Guys deserve to be pampered and look good too. At Bristle Barbershop and Academy in Camdenton, we make you look dapper ready. We provide traditional to modern cuts along with classic straight razor, hot neck and facial shaves too. Bristle Barbershop and Academy is perfect for bachelor events, groomsmen, and any special occasion. Search for us on Google, Facebook, and our Bristle Barbershop Academy website. Bristle Barbershop and Academy, located off South Business 5 in Camdenton, near the VFW.
Lake of the Ozarks is the boating capital in Missouri. Did you know that your prop is the most important part of your boat? With 27 years of propeller repair at Lake of the Ozarks, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialist, is the choice for you. The most advanced in propeller repair and scanning, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialist, can help you boat smarter, go farther, and last longer on beautiful Lake of the Ozarks. Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialist. Go with the best or stay on shore with the rest.
And welcome back, folks, to Lake TV's coverage of Camdenton Lakers football. Here during Week 1's coverage, it's a little bit cool, a lot of bit rainy, but Camdenton off to a great start. And that actually, oh boy, that was disastrous. Lucky ruling for Waynesville. I guess anytime you have possession inside the line or further back where the ball hits inside the end zone, it's a dead ball, luckily for Waynesville.
Yeah, they really got a break on that one. And the reason why they're bringing in those new rules, of course, is safety, trying to keep these kids from getting hurt. One of the most dangerous plays in the sport is the full-speed kickoffs and the full-speed punt returns and whatnot. So that's why we're seeing that, and that's good for the kids, trying to keep everybody a little more healthy if possible. But, boy, that was a big break for Waynesville there, or that might have been the second straight turnover inside their own 10.
A lot of people get frustrated with some of the new rules, but you have to applaud Roger Goodell and the entire heads-up movement across football, across the country. And here now is the star of the night, Wilson, and he's got a good carry. We'll give him 7 yards up to about the 26. Make it 6. Going to bring up 2nd down and 4 now.
I mean, that guy's got the whole package. He's got strength, he's got speed, he's got quickness. The biggest question mark, I guess, for this point right now for Waynesville is, why weren't you going with him right off the bat? They were trying to maybe get a little cute, tricky, and it didn't work for him.
Exactly what I was going to say, trying to get too cute and make people forget about him. Well, heads up, we're not going to forget about him. Nice play defensively from behind. Who is that? Inside there, big number 21, or is that Eli Griffin? No, that's Ezard once again, and I'm telling you what, Ezard going to be a big-time component for this Lakers team all season long, defensively and offensively, and you see his ability to find the football.
One of the great things about what has happened for Camdenton, they've been able to jump out to the bigger lead, and now they can relax a little bit and just start playing the way they play.
Wilson now going to get taken down behind big court. Petty in the backfield throws Wilson for a 5-yard loss. Gonna bring up 4th down and 9 for Waynesville. How about big court Petty for the Lakers? His 2nd tackle for a loss already.
Yeah, he is leading the charge, and the Lakers are dominating the line of scrimmage to this point. And the Tigers are trying to figure out what they can do now. They started out trying to throw the ball. That didn't work for them. Now they've tried to run the ball. That isn't working for them. The coaches are going to be over there scratching their head trying to figure something out.
And their last punt attempt, you'll remember, Chris, it was a muff snap due to these conditions, and the Lakers took over 1st and goal at the 3. Henderson this time gets it away, but it's a short kick. Does take a decent Waynesville bounce and goes out at the 48-yard line of Camdenton. So they'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line, and Paxton DeLaurent through 2 possessions, Chris. Well, he looks darn good here in the early going.
Yeah, he looks like a man amongst boys so far in this one, and not just physical stature, but he is just strong too. In the first drive, the long drive, he could have been sacked twice. His pure strength allowed him to stay up and make big plays, and he's looking pretty good.
All right, empty backfield as we've come accustomed to.
You want to be up here?
DeLaurent now takes the snap, steps up, looking deep, trying to thread the seam, and very nearly did. Great coverage on the play for Waynesville. That's number 4 in coverage, Joshua Ash, who comes in. One of the big returners for Coach Haynes' team over there at Waynesville. He did a nice job knocking that one down, but DeLaurent, he is fearless.
I tell you what, that was good coverage, and he still almost completed that one.
Hit him in stride, just great defense. So 2nd down now. Under pressure, nothing DeLaurent can do there. Big time sack on the play. Number 41 in on the play for Waynesville, and that's Keyshawn Brown with the quarterback sack, and DeLaurent, nothing he could do, and nice job by Waynesville. They're facing Camdenton with a 3rd and 19 here. Maybe they can get the ball back into their offense hands and try to trim this lead. DeLaurent now steps up in the pocket. Little stutter step. We do have a penalty on the field. DeLaurent now throws across his body, in and out of the hands of his would-be target. But we have penalty marker on the field. This penalty flag presented by Ozark Holmes and Laurie. That's going to be holding against the Laker. Probably see that decline, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a nice defensive stand for Waynesville on that one. They've gave up touchdowns on the first 2 series. The second one for the Lakers was inside the 10-yard line, but that time they stepped up, they stiffened up, and they got a stop, and they really needed that.
Yeah, and you can't say it enough because it's so early. Your kids are already down. If Camdenton comes down and makes this game 21-0, boy, your crowd's out of it. Your kids are feeling defeated. You're on the road in these rainy conditions. It's an uphill battle. But, hey, you get that stop right here, and your offense can get the ball and try to get some points.
Interesting choice from Waynesville here.
So 3rd down and 6,000. DeLaurent now steps up. He's going to throw on the run, and that's going to be a pass interference. The defender just extends an arm. That's number 16 for Waynesville, Hunter Leidy, the intended target for Camdenton. And on the coverage, Almanzo Martin, he just stuck his arm out and pushed him to the ground.
Well, and I'd said that was an interesting choice going into that play because they accepted the penalty on 3rd down, and Camdenton kept the ball, had another shot on 3rd down. Well, with an offense the way Camdenton plays, they can get those 1st downs. You gave them the chance, they took advantage of it, and that was not a good choice from Waynesville.
Luckily for Waynesville at the high school level, it's not an automatic 1st down for any kind of defensive interference or holding like it is in the collegiate the professional level. So it's going to bring up 3rd down
and still a mile.
And 20 now after they exchange penalties. DeLaurent now steps up, looking outside. There's another pass interference. Whoa. You would have guessed that would have been a pass interference, but maybe they were both going for the football, so an incomplete pass brings up 4th down and 20. But if it's any indication, the sounds we're hearing from this Camdenton faithful, they also thought it could have been a pass interference.
Could have
Chris?
gone either way, yeah. I tell you what, Waynesville dodged a bullet there a couple of times, especially with not getting a pass interference on that last one.
DeLora now, he'll also do the punting duties, and that is a very short kick, goes out of bounds at about the 38-yard line, I figure, or they're going to mark him at the 40, so Waynesville, 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line, and this is their best starting field position. However, we do have a penalty flag presented by Ozark Homes. Ozark Manufactured Homes in Laurie, Missouri. Wait to see what this flag is, Chris.
Yeah, if depending on where Waynesville gets the ball, should be pretty good starting position. And they've had several chances to figure out how to get their offense moving. They haven't quite got it done. Their only big play of the game so far has been a scramble play, and that one could have been a sack. The Lakers just missed the sack on that one. So really the Lakers defense has pretty much dominated this Tiger offense this entire first quarter so far.
Folks, thanks for bearing with us. We do have wet conditions here from the jaws of death, Bob Shore Stadium. It's Lake TV's Week 1 coverage of live high school football. We've had to take our field cam in the booth for now and also our top angle camera. So we're running with one camera from right here inside our broadcast booth. So bear with us for those of you who decided to stay home and not fight the conditions. Well, we're fighting them for you.
Well, there's more body heat in here, I guess, huh? Yeah.
Right, big shout out to Ricky Smith, Lake TV's chief engineer and field cam. Toughen the conditions. And then Anne-Marie Holtz at the top angle camera. She was up there getting soaked. So shout out to our crew working hard.
Absolutely, and a good first play. They give Sheen Butler-Lawson the ball. He's got strength, power, speed. He runs it up there. Nice 4-yard pickup. I think the Tigers are going to have to do this to have any shot against this Laker team.
What you can't have is the negative plays.
Right.
You have to keep getting 3, 4, 5 yards of play. Pick up positive yardage and move those sticks, because if you're faced with 2nd, 12, 13, it just doesn't bode well against this Laker team. And here's Wilson now, shakes off the first couple of guys, but that's it. He's buried back at the 18-yard line. They're actually going to stop him at the 20 after forward progress. So that's a 10-yard loss, Chris. Going to bring up 3rd down and a bunch. Well, I'm all over the place. Now they spot him at the 23-yard line, so it's a 8-yard loss, bring up 3rd down and 12.
So what the Lakers can do now is they've kind of seen what Waynesville has, what they can do and what they can't do, and they can start keeping their focus on Sheen Butler-Lawson.
Wilson now. He's out of bounds. Quarterback sack, Court Petty, and that is his 3rd tackle for a loss already. The young man with a sack and 2 tackle for a losses. How about a quarter, Chris?
I tell you what, and that was a coverage sack. Everybody downfield was covered. Quarterback didn't have anywhere to go with the ball. He just had to eat it over there.
No doubt about it. Brings up 4th down and about 17. And boy, Camdenton, they should get pretty outstanding field position here. About 45 seconds left here in the opening quarter of play. The clock reads 50 to be exact.
Uh-oh.
Low snap, real good handle that time, is it, Choi? And really nice punt there. That's going to roll for a while, all the way down to about the 35-yard line. So that's a 46-yard punt in these conditions, off the leg of one Aaron Choi, the senior. So Henderson was doing the kicking duties, and now they bring in a senior, Aaron Choi, and that was a pretty good punt. Of course, Camdenton didn't send anybody back.
That might have been Waynesville's best play of the quarter right there, a punt.
That's right. Camdenton now 1st and 10. This will be their 4th possession.
You know, in Waynesville, this Tiger defense has to feel a little bit better. They come off a very good series last time. They stopped the Lakers for the first time, and now they're hoping to do it again here.
Oh, what a play! That one is intercepted through the air. Kevin Poinsett jumps up and just plucks that out of the air. And Chris, I bet this is the first time in a long time, maybe ever, that Paxton to Lawrence season touchdown total and interception total have been even.
Yeah, and you know what? He got a little cocky on that one. The couple of series ago, he threw a pass downfield. The receiver was covered, and he almost put it in there. And this time he tried to put it in there when the receiver was covered. It was not a good pass. Ball held up a little bit, probably by the wind, by the weather, and a very nice interception. That was a good pair of hands to pull that ball in.
I do want to apologize. It's Hunter Leedy, not Hunter Leidy. I stand corrected. My apologies to the Leedy family. Anyone listening, quick hitter falls incomplete. That one broken up by Thomas, and that was a dangerous looking play from the start.
I'm very impressed with this Laker defense so far. I mean, the only real play that's picked up big yardage for Waynesville was a broken play scramble. Other than that, the Lakers look really solid on defense.
You're right, they look very, very sound, Chris. I only recall one first down Waynesville has gained thus far. Now 2nd down and 10 on the ground. It's Wilson now who makes a guy miss, cuts inside. He's got first down yardage inside the Laker 40, and that's an impressive run right there by Butler Lawson.
Right, yeah. That's their stud. That's the guy that already has an offer from Purdue on the table, and you know, it's interesting why they haven't been feeding him the ball a little bit more, but they're starting to now.
Quick hitter here outside, and what a play. It's Thomas on the stop.
But a good play for Waynesville, because they're trying to keep the field spread, right? They're not just pounding it right up the middle every time with Butler Lawson. They're trying to kind of move it around a little bit and try to keep some of those running lanes open.
So, Chris, just like that, the first quarter has concluded. It's Camdenton 14, Waynesville 0. It's a cold one. It's a wet one, but it promises to be an exciting rest of the night of football. You're watching Camdenton Laker football on Lake TV.
This is your Lake Area State Farm agent, Marcus Sikora, and I would love to be the one you trust for your insurance needs.
If it's happening at the lake, it's at Captain Ron's Bar and Grill. Voted best of the lake, Captain Ron's is always a destination for visitors and locals alike. From their relaxing sand beach to the best in regional entertainment, Captain Ron's has something for every taste. And speaking of taste, you won't want to miss the incredible menu featured daily at Captain Ron's. Bring the entire family out and maybe even plan an excursion on the lake's only authentic pirate ship, the Gypsy Rose. Whatever you're craving, you'll find it at the home of the shootout, Captain Ron's Bar and Grill, 34.5-mile marker by boat or Lake Road 550 by car.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Lake TV's coverage of live high school football. And Chris, you know, for these kids, these coaches, these cheerleaders, it's first week of the season. You might have your first week jitters. Well, that's no different for us up here. I, too, having my first week jitters now. Lewis, quick hitter. Ooh. Nice job. And look at this. Wow, Chris. How about number 3 on the receiving end? It's Jalen Andrews, who eludes a handful of would-be tacklers for Camdenton. He has good yardage inside the Camdenton 30. It's going to be 1st and 10 Waynesville at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, and actually the Laker defense had that played pretty well. They just didn't come up and make the stick. They let him catch the ball, let him get a little loose there, but their scheming was right. They just didn't follow through.
So that's another quick car first down, and wow. Just like that, Sheen, Butler, Lawson to the house from 26 yards out, Chris. And Waynesville, they get a couple of defensive stops, and now they punch it into the end zone, and they're an extra point away from making this a 7-point game.
And you see why Sheen Butler Lawson has already received D1 offers from Purdue and South Dakota, because he's got the full package. He's a big, strong kid, and he's fast and he's quick.
Absolutely right. Impressive run of 26 yards. Aaron Choi now in to attempt the extra point. Lewis with the hold. The kick is up, and it is no good. He missed it wide right.
Yes, he did. Tough one for Waynesville, but that was a huge series for them. They, you remember, it started with the interception. And the Lakers had the ball. They had a possibility of going up 3 touchdowns, but the defense for Waynesville comes through. They pick the ball off. Then they take advantage of it. A couple of plays, they're right down the field, and they're in the end zone. They missed the PAT, though, and that could cause them a big problem down the line.
We got a ball game, folks. We'll be right back on Lake TV after this.
Your vehicle, it's part of who you are. It's your partner in weekday traffic and your passport to weekend fun. It's your sometimes office and your all-the-time concert hall. For all your vehicle is to you, isn't it time you did something for it too? Check out the Quick Car Monthly Unlimited Wash Club. For only $25 a month, wash your car as often as you want. You'll enjoy significant savings. Join the Wash Club today. Quick Car. Quick, easy, and professional every time.
Welcome back to Lake TV's coverage of live high school football. I'm William Holtz alongside Chris Schneider here for our Week 1 Game of the Week. Next week, Chris, will make our way to School of the Osage. They'll play host to Moberly. Now, they're on the road at Fulton tonight. And Osage, they kicked off with a really cool community event last night. We'll talk about that here in a minute, but first, our order of business at hand. Camdenton and Waynesville is choice set to kick it away. Kicks it deep. Nicholas Fields at about the 12-yard line. Full head of steam. Here he comes. Cuts back across the 30. Good return across the 40 and all the way up to the 48-yard line. I don't see a penalty marker on the field. And Camdenton, another good starting field position here, Chris.
Yeah, you know, it's Waynesville kind of caused their own problem there. The kick was short, but it had enough air for the Lakers to catch it on the run. Great blocking there on the left side as he comes up the field, and that has to give Camdenton a little bit of boost after giving up that touchdown.
No doubt about it. Now, quick hitter there. He's got Griffin on the swing pass. And he's going to step out at about the 41-yard line. We're going to give him 9 yards. Going to bring up 2nd down and 1. And Lakers lucky they didn't get called for an illegal screen here on that. It looked like Harris had already engaged the defensive guy before the pass was thrown. But quick hitter, and a lot of times you won't see that called.
Right.
They're going to try it again, and why not? Griffin now puts his head down and tries to get that first down, but I don't think he did. It's that final blow delivered on the play by Poinsett, who had the interception, but it is going to be enough for a Laker first down presented by Quick Car of Osage Beach. And go right back to the play, Chris. Interesting call, but it works. All you needed was a yard.
Yep, and that's all they got, too. And it's interesting, they basically ran the same play back-to-back there. They must have seen something, trying to take advantage of it there.
Griffin now in motion. Quick hitter off of it. Oh, it is I don't know what's going on. That was a very dangerous play. Quick hitter bounced in and out of the hands of an intended Laker target. It looks like Talon Rendazzo was the intended receiver, but he was unable to corral that.
Yeah, it was just a little too hot for him. Bounced off his shoulder pads there, off his chest, and the Lakers pretty lucky there because that could have been intercepted. The defensive coverage was right there, and if he'd have caught that in stride, he had a wide open field for a touchdown. Now they're going to move the ball back.
Yeah, it's another penalty flag presented by Ozark Holmes. So it's a 5-yard penalty. Fortunately, though, for the Lakers, that ball did fall harmlessly to the turf. It was, like you said, very nearly an interception, but they lived to see another down. It's 1st and 15 at the 45-yard line. DeLaurent now steps up. He's got a man. He's got Thomas wide open. Undershoots him, but that's going to be Erickson's going to get called for the pass interference. Coming back, Thomas had a step, and he looks hurt. So we're going to take a commercial break, folks. We'll get our penalty flag and our injured player squared away when we come back on Lake TV after this.
Hi, I'm Tyler Loftus with Ozarks Homes. If you're in the market for a new home, or you may be considering building, I encourage you to look into custom-built modular homes. Our modular homes are built, financed, and insured like a regular house. We invite you to visit our display lot right on Highway 5 in Laurie at Lake of the Ozarks. Each home we have on display shows different features from kitchen layouts, floor plans, bathroom options, and much more. We can customize floor plans based off what you, the customer, are wanting. Ozarks Homes, family-owned, operated, and making homeowners' dreams come true for over 30 years.
Polylift Boat Lifts. Boaters everywhere have relied on Polylift Boat Lifts to raise their boat up and out of the water time and time again. Polylift Boat Lifts are made of the finest materials and offer a lifetime warranty on the tanks. Stop by Polylift and see the huge selection of wet steps, water toys, and dock accessories. You can even shop online at polylift.com. Polylift Boat Lifts. You know what they say.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build Polylifts.
Hi, this is Kendall Surdike, and at Surdike Yamaha, we have been selling and serving the Ozarks for almost 50 years. We've learned during that time that our customers expect the best in their Yamahas, with same-day service and even courtesy loaner units. That is why at Surdike Yamaha, you receive 1 year of free scheduled maintenance with every new and used recreational Yamaha bought. You can have more fun with your Yamaha boats and wave runners that are assembled right here in the USA and won't have to worry about maintenance costs for the first year because it is on us.
You ride on a reputation.
Alley Home and Howe Funeral Home, your hometown funeral service provider, has been proudly supporting Camdenton and the surrounding communities for 90 years. At Alley Home and Howe Funeral Home, we believe in giving back, remaining visible, and serving the communities that have welcomed us through the years. Our hometown staff is active in volunteering at local organizations. Brett Edson and the staff at Alley Home and Howe Funeral Home are proud supporters of Camdenton Laker athletics, and we wish all of our student athletes the best of luck in the upcoming season.
1, 2, 3, Lakers!
And we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Connor Thomas, senior defensive back, who is shaken up on the play. He's helped off the field by brother Colin Thomas and Jace Nicholas, and trying to keep you posted, but that does not look promising for the senior there. Got to be 1st and 10 Camdenton after the pass interference call, Chris. Kind of a somber mood as we see one of the senior leaders go down. We don't have a diagnosis there, but 1st and 10 now for the Lakers from the 30. DeLaurent, quick hitter outside and just in and out of the hands of Eli Griffin, but great coverage.
Yeah, it was. They were
play.
Right on top of him there. And I tell you what, this Waynesville defense, the last 3 series, has really stepped up and played some good, strong football. They were all over that one, and it really is heartbreaking to see that injury the play before, you know, a senior going down, anybody going down. It's just hard to see.
Josh Ash in there on the play. Here's a quick one now for Ezard, who's across the 25 before being taken down. We'll give him 5 yards on the quick hitter. Going to bring up 2nd down and 5.
Good call there. That was wide open, that screen going through the middle there. Is lucky for Waynesville. He only got 5.
Big shout out to Stacy Jones, our #1 fan watching at home. 2nd down and 4 now. DeLaurent gets the defense to jump. That's going to be another penalty flag sponsored by Ozarks Homes in Laurie, and that's going to be a fresh set of downs. That's also a 1st down presented by Quick Car of Osage Beach. And if you're Waynesville, you got to be careful because you're already playing a very, very tough opponent. You don't want to give him anything extra, Chris.
Good senior play from DeLaurent there. Quarterback, he knew they had a 2nd and 5. He gets them to jump off sides, pick up the 5, 1st down.
DeLaurent now, and this is going to be another penalty flag presented by Quick Car of Osage Beach, home of the Unlimited Car Wash Club.
Gave it back. Now the Lakers offense has really been sputtering. You know, last few times they've had the ball, and they haven't looked sharp on this series either. They're going to have to clean things up. It is just the first game of the year, so that's kind of expected.
Looking for the end zone. He has Harris, who catches it at the 5 and down to the 1. Big Harris down to the 1 yard line. That's good for a 25-yard gain, and that's Ethan Harris, the senior. And Chris, that was one of the guys that Ross Reinhardt told us, keep an eye on. That's the younger brother of Seth Buddha Harris, and he's flung wide open here on the near sideline, and his quarterback, DeLorean, hits him in stride. It's 1st and goal at the 1, and the Lakers have it inside the Marcus Shakora State Farm red zone. It's 1st and goal from the 1 before Griffin burns a timeout, so we'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back on Lake TV after this.
This live Camdenton Lakers football game on Lake TV is brought to you by Slumberland Furniture, the Midmo Sports Network, Sardike Yamaha, Marcus Shakora State Farm, Polylift Boat Lifts, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialists, Ozark Homes, Bridal Cave, Quick Car in Osage Beach, Bristol Barbershop and Academy, Clark Tire in Sunrise Beach, the Missouri State High School Activities Association, Captain Ron's, Bear Market, the Butcher Shop in Camdenton, and Allie Holman Howe Funeral Home in Camdenton.
And we're back as the Camdenton Lakers forced to call a timeout, but they're on the verge of adding on to this lead. Chris, it's 1st and goal at the 1 yard line, and the rain, well, it's been constant tonight.
Yeah, it has. I don't know about you, but I looked at the forecast, and it just said cloudy. It wasn't supposed to keep on raining, but it hasn't stopped raining.
In my 28 humble years, Chris, I got to tell you, I've learned not to trust the forecast. 1st and goal at the 2. It's Griffin up the middle, and he's into the house. Touchdown, Camdenton. And Griffin, his first touchdown of the season. And the Lakers, they lead by a score of 20-7 here, with 10-12 left in the opening half. Chris, now remember, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. After our first half of play, it's our Midmo Sports Network halftime show. We'll recap our first half of play. We'll preview tonight's second half action. We'll also take you around the area, recap some games going on in our coverage area. The 2-point conversion is no good. It's intercepted, and I guess it was a muff snap, Chris?
Yeah, muff snap. Again, the weather conditions making it pretty tough to do some of those special teams things like the PAT snap there. So that goes awry, and that's good news for Waynesville because they missed their PAT earlier, and that pretty much evens it out.
So your score, Camdenton 20, Waynesville 6 with 10-12 left in the first half. We'll be right back on Lake TV after this.
Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, Slumberland's 3-day doorbuster sale. You'll get up to 70% off. Get this solid wood nightstand for just $198. Make your bed new again with this incredibly comfy mattress topper, marked way down to $86. Pay no interest for 4 years. But hurry, quantities are limited. The 3-day doorbuster sale at Slumberland. It's a good life.
And we are back, in the Camdenton Lakers, their second rushing touchdown of the evening, Chris. They lead 20-6 here with a little over 10 minutes to play in Waynesville now. They get the ball back, and if you've noticed, the rain does look like it's starting to lighten up just a bit.
Let's hope so, huh?
Galbraith now puts that big left boot into the end zone, and that's going to be a touchback. So Waynesville starts 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Look at what the difference has already been in this game, just with the kicking game, with a kickoff. The Lakers' last drive started at midfield because it was a short kickoff and a good run back. And here the Lakers, they score, and their kickoff goes into the end zone. So Waynesville has to start at the 20. That's a huge difference in where you're starting your drives, and it makes it a lot tougher, especially on Waynesville, because they're not supposed to be the powerhouse offense. They're not supposed to be the run and gun throwing offense. Now, on the last time they had the ball, we saw some power from Sheen Butler-Lawson. We'll see if the Tigers go back to him.
And I don't know why they wouldn't, Chris, until Camdenton can show they've got an answer. Why not keep giving the young man the rock? And he gets him to jump. Nice job by the junior. Lewis, looks like this penalty flag presented by Ozark Holmes goes against the Lakers. They jump, so first down and 5.
Yeah, good job by Lewis getting him to jump off sides. It's nice when you can start off your series with a 1st and 5.
So out of the gun now is Lewis. Quick hitter to Sheen Butler Wilson, who tries to get the edge. He will. Flag on the field, but an impressive run on the far sideline across the 30, but we'll wait and see what this marker indicates.
Yeah, good. Again, you see why Sheen Butler Lawson is a D1 candidate here, because he showed everything there, but we've got a holding against Waynesville. That's going to bring that back.
Yeah, but regardless of what Camdenton tries to do, Sheen Butler Lawson has an answer. He is quick and he is elusive.
He's got some good strength. I mean, if you've watched Purdue football the last year or two, that program is really coming on. They've got a pretty strong offense, and Butler Lawson fits the way they do things. You can kind of see why.
So first down and 11 now. After the hold against Waynesville, it didn't happen until later into the play. So instead of a 1st and 20, Chris, it's just a 1-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. Out of the gun is Lewis. That'll go down as a pass. And in there are the Lakers. That's the first touch of the night for Daniel McCullen. And I'll tell you what, that actually, it looks like a running play, Chris. It goes down as a completed pass, but the Lakers weren't fooled. They stayed home. Their front four were right there.
Yep.
They were not having it.
I've been
Second down and
impressed,
10.
really impressed with this Laker defense. That one scoring drive from the Tigers aside, they've been solid, and the Lakers have pretty much dominated the line of scrimmage other than that one series.
Lewis now trying to get outside. It's a design quarterback run to the outside. He will, and he's got first down yardage. It looks like across the 30 up to about the 32-yard line. So this quick car, the Osage Beach first down, sees the Waynesville Tigers moving across their own 30-yard line now. However, Chris, it is in the second quarter, but lots of time left here.
Yeah,
20-6.
I think the Tigers are starting to figure a couple of things out. Number one, Sheen Butler Lawson, you got to feed him the ball. He's your stud. But this quarterback, Lewis, has a lot of speed. Try to get him on the outside, and that has caused the Lakers problems a couple of times.
Yeah, the junior Michael Lewis, the handoff here, and taken down from behind. That's a big-time play by Laker nose tackle in there. That's big number 64, Cameron Brooks. Sorry, that's for Waynesville. Big number 64 for Camdenton. Marcus Stevens, the senior, only stands 5'9", Chris, but boy,
he's got some arms, doesn't he?
He sure does.
He's got some muscle there.
So second down and 13 now. Sheen Butler Lawson goes nowhere.
Good defense from the Lakers again. They dominated the line of scrimmage. They plugged up the holes, and Butler Lawson had nowhere to go on that one.
It's going to bring up third down and 13. And Chris, you get a feeling here, if Waynesville is going to stay close throughout this ball game, they're going to have to be able to open it up a little bit in the passing game. And on 3rd and 13, you know you're going to have to go through the air here. Under pressure, Lewis now. The ball's out. It's on the turf, and the Lakers have it. I believe it's Jace Nicholas. It's actually number 2 for the Lakers, Mason Draper, the other factor that our own Ross Reinhardt predicted. And the Lakers take over. It's our second turnover of the game, and how about that, Chris?
I tell you, Ross knows what he's talking about, doesn't he?
More times than not, I told you. He's right about those players to watch, and both of his players to watch tonight, Harris and Draper, both younger brothers of former Ross Reinhardt players, actually. Big-time impact for their Lakers squad here in the first half. So first down and 10. Ball's the 24-yard line. DeLorean out of the shotgun all alone. Takes the snap now. Steps up in the pocket, and he is bull rushed. Taken down at about the 30, 3-yard line.
Bull Rush is right. That is exactly what Waynesville did there. They dominated the line of scrimmage on that one, and De Laurent didn't have a chance, didn't have anywhere to go with that one.
It's sophomore Nathan Garrett with a quarterback sack and a huge loss. 8-yard loss brings up second down and 18. De Laurent, the quick hitter. That's Ezzard now across the 30, still trying to get free, and he's going to be corralled and taken down after a very modest gain of about 2, and that's going to bring up third down and 16. And Chris, we haven't seen a whole lot tonight on those quick hitters that Camdenton's been able to get much separation. We've seen them gain a couple on a 2nd and 1.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because a lot of the big plays for the Lakers have been fortuitous. You know, the long pass was almost a sack, and Waynesville's playing some pretty good defense.
De Laurent now under pressure. He's in big trouble, and he is going nowhere. Tried to get out of it, but his own guys, when combined with the Waynesville pressure, proved too much, and that's another quarterback sack and brings up 4th down and long. The ball's at the 38-yard line, and I imagine we'll see a pooch punt here from De Laurent. The nice thing is when your quarterback's your punter, you've got options.
Yeah, but Waynesville, huge stand so far if they do force the punt here. They're going for it. Flag. Oh.
Very nearly caught. However, you're going to get a block in the back, and unfortunately, Chris, the official right on top of the play had a great look, and he said he actually hit him in the side. Well, the official coming from the top, he throws a flag. Not sure it was warranted. Nonetheless, it looks like it's going to be...
They're talking it over.
...a decline penalty. It doesn't matter. It was incomplete, so they wouldn't take the penalty. It's going to be 1st down and 10 for Waynesville at the 38-yard line. So great field position for the Lakers on that possession is squandered, and Waynesville with a big stand.
Yeah, huge stand, because that could have pretty much put the game away for the Lakers if they'd have been able to stick that in the end zone and take, you know, a bigger lead as we get a little bit closer to halftime here, but Waynesville gets her done.
All right, so we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back on Lake TV after this.
This is your Lake Area State Farm agent, Marcus Sikora, and I would love to be the one you trust for your insurance needs.
And we're back here on Lake TV. 1st down and 10 for the Waynesville Tigers. That last series from the Lakers was stopped, and we'll see if Waynesville now can capitalize. Sheen, Butler, Lawson with a 5-yard gain across the 40, going to bring up 2nd down and 5. And Chris, one thing here was still 6 minutes plus to go. If you're Waynesville, you don't have to be in any big hurry.
No, and I tell you what, the difference in this game, right now the scoreboard's, 20-6, Camdenton with the lead, but Waynesville has played a lot tougher than that, and they're not out of this game yet. I'm telling you what, if they do something right here on this drive, they're right back in it.
If it isn't for a couple circus plays by quarterback Paxton De Laurent, we're probably dead now. And what a play, taking him down from behind for Camdenton. Number 55, Kevin Jarquin, and that was a big-time stop. It either seems like Sheen, Butler, Lawson gets a pretty good gain, 5+ yards, or he's stopped in the backfield.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things, it's a double-edged sword. Waynesville's trying to figure out how to use Butler, Lawson, and yet do some other things so that Camden can't just key solely on him, which the Lakers are starting to do because they've figured out Butler, Lawson is pretty much the whole key to this Waynesville offense.
So 3rd down and 9 now for Waynesville. They've got the ball 37-yard line. 5:22 left. It was a penalty. It is declined. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, Chris, but 3rd and 9. Again, we have a stoppage. Waynesville calls a timeout. We take a commercial break on Lake TV. We will be right back after this.
Hi, this is Kendall Surdike, and at Surdike Yamaha, we have been selling and serving the Ozarks for almost 50 years. We've learned during that time that our customers expect the best in their Yamahas, with same-day service and even courtesy loaner units. That is why at Surdike Yamaha, you receive 1 year of free scheduled maintenance with every new and used recreational Yamaha bought. You can have more fun with your Yamaha boats and wave runners that are assembled right here in the USA and won't have to worry about maintenance costs for the first year because it is on us.
You ride on a reputation.
And we welcome you back to Bob Shore Stadium, a.k.a. the Jaws of Death. And Chris, this is your first official visit here to the Jaws of Death. Am I correct?
Yeah, I had to ask somebody how to get here tonight.
So not far from your station, a lot of you may recognize this rich voice. It's Coyote Chris from 107.9 The Coyote, sports director Chris Schneider, and love listening to your sports updates. And those play what time on the hour every day?
Those are about 35 past the hour, from 6:35 in the morning to 6:35 in the evening on the Coyote.
Very cool. And here's Lawson with the carry on 3rd down and 9. He has about 7, and this could be a go-for-it situation on 4th and short. You're inside your own territory, but not deep inside your own territory. And look at quarterback Lewis here. He's trying to get the team hurrying.
Their best player, Butler Lawson, went off the field.
They might be trying to draw him off sides.
Yeah.
So 4:53 remaining. It's 4th and 2. There's still 15 seconds on the play clock. Lewis has time.
I wouldn't do it if I were Waynesville. They're taking a big chance here.
You don't want to give the Lakers a short field.
Nope. Trying to draw them off. Nope, they're going
for it. Here's Lewis now. Across his body, throws it in there, and that is caught. Are you kidding me? What a catch on the near sideline, and I think the Waynesville receiver may not even believe he caught the ball. That's Jalen Andrews. They say he caught it.
We were blocked by the players on the sideline, so I couldn't see it.
But Andrews' body language, Chris, does not indicate to me that he really believed he caught it. We have a holding on the offense anyway. Ooh. That will be null and void.
Wow.
So that's going to be 4th down and long now.
Wow.
What a play that would have been, though.
That almost paid off for Waynesville. To me, that was almost – I mean, I know we're still before halftime, 4:31 before halftime, but to me, they were almost gambling the game on that one. If you punt this and you know, get the Lakers back deep in their own territory, the defense has been playing well, and they're still in the game. If they didn't get that first down and turn the ball over at midfield, Lakers could put it away.
Yeah, a risk indeed, Chris. And I mean, I get the added pressure. You're playing at Bob Shore Stadium. You know, you haven't won here. And 13 seasons it's been since Waynesville has won here at the Jaws of Death. They haven't won since they've won here. And historically, they just don't do well against these Lakers. And sometimes as a young head coach, you come in, and in the early going, you want to set the tone. And sometimes you shoot yourself in the foot and you take yourself out of the ballgame. Now, luckily for Waynesville, there was a penalty. They completed the pass. They're going to get a chance to punt the football. But, man, if you end up turning the ball over there and Camdenton scores before the break, you may be kicking yourself for the remainder of the week.
You know, that's why I was really shocked they went for it. I thought they were just going to try to pull the Lakers offside, which is, you know, smart in that situation to try to do. But no, they were really going for it, and their best player was over on the sideline. Sheen Butler Lawson had gone off the field.
And Chris, I'll tell you something. Don't get too comfortable with should-be situations. I'll explain more when we return. We owe you a commercial break. We'll be right back on Lake TV after this.
Polylift boat lifts. Boaters everywhere have relied on Polylift boat lifts to raise their boat up and out of the water time and time again. Polylift boat lifts are made of the finest materials and offer a lifetime warranty on the tanks. Stop by Polylift and see the huge selection of wet steps, water toys, and dock accessories. You can even shop online at polylift.com. Polylift boat lifts. You know what they say.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build Polylifts.
Welcome back to tonight's broadcast on Lake TV. And Chris, a big shout out to all of our sponsors making tonight's broadcast possible. Takes a lot to pull off a live telecast of this caliber, so we appreciate our sponsors hopping on board. Now, 4th and long, and Choi once again in there to punt the football with 4:31. High snap, he handles it, gets the punt away. Jace Nicholas back for Camdenton. That one bounces and goes out at the 41-yard line, and that's where Camdenton takes over. So, Chris, real quick, give a shout-out to our sponsors.
All right, we would like to thank Slumberland Furniture, Mid-Mo Sports Network, and Quick Car, and helping us bring this fine broadcast to you. We've got Polylift Boat Lifts, Cool Breeze Marina, Ozark Homes.
Great sponsors in the Lake area. We have others. We'll run through them all. But 1st and 10 now, 4:23, quick hitter. It's 22 for the Lakers, and that is hard running on the play. Number 22 for the Lakers. Once again, Faulkner with the reception. He had that rushing touchdown earlier, Chris, and it appears that Faulkner going to be a real key factor for this Lakers offense on the ground and through the air. So 2nd and short. Laurent under pressure now, rolls to his right, eludes pressure. And Laurent has first down yardage across midfield. This first down presented by Quick Car. Our other sponsors, Surdike Yamaha, Marcus Shakora, State Farm, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialist, Bridal Cave, Nature Awaits, Bristol Barber Shop and Academy, and Camdenton. Now to Laurent, empty backfield. Once again, there's Ezzard, and what a play defensively. That was read all the way by number 23 for Waynesville. Coming in, that is Deron Anderson. The senior takes him down. He upends him after a 2-yard gain. And to finish up our sponsors, Chris, we got Captain Ron's, home of the shootout. To Laurent now. Uh-oh. Remains calm, has all day in the pocket. Now gonna rush to his left. Still making time. Oh boy, how about this? And he throws it and hits the official after all of that. So we have a penalty marker on the field presented by Ozark Homes. Before we go into that, also like to give a shout out to Clark Tire in Sunrise Beach, Bear Market Consignment in Camdenton, the Butcher Shop in Camdenton, and Allie Holman Howe Funeral Home, and of course Captain Ron's, home of the annual Lake of the Ozarks shootout. And Chris, this penalty flag, what do you see?
I tell you what, you'd mentioned it earlier that the Lakers had taken advantage of a couple of circus plays. They were looking for another one there. DeLaurent back there running around, scampering, and kind of reminded you of maybe Johnny Manziel back in the day or something like that. But at some point, he should probably just get rid of the ball, throw it away.
Well, it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 18 outside now. And again, it's Faulkner. He's got good yardage across the 40. He's got a first down all the way up to the, well, they spot him down at the 42, Chris, but he fell on the defender. Looked like he rolled forward. They're going to spot him a yard shy, but a big-time gain on 2nd and 18. Faulkner has 17. That'll bring up 3rd down and short.
Interesting. The Lakers, they've been throwing a lot to the left of the line of scrimmage, really picking that over there. That time they go to the right side, and I think they caught Waynesville a little sleep over there.
Watch quarterback DeLaurent up the middle here on a design quarterback draw. And there he goes on 3rd and short. He has the first down. This first down brought to you by Quick Car of Osage Beach. And the Lakers have it 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line of Waynesville.
You called that one. Quarterback draw up the middle. You must have seen them play a time or two, huh?
Yeah, Lawrence, you get a lot of attention for his arm, but he's one of the smarter running quarterbacks in the, not just the conference, but the state. Outside now. I'll tell you what, the Lakers falling in love with these quick screens on the outside. That one's bottled up after no gain. Really nice defense once again by Joshua Ash. We've seen him all over the field tonight, and that's Hunter Leedy with the reception for the Lakers.
You know, it almost looks like that was part of the Lakers' game plan tonight, was to do that quick hitter to the left side, because they have thrown that pass over there time after time.
Second down now, across the middle on the slant. That's good for about 4 yards, maybe 5. In on the reception, Drake Miller, the senior. That's his first catch of the night. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 7. Chris, we're inside 2 minutes to go in the first half, and what a statement it would be for the Lakers if they could punch it in before they open the second half, receiving the kickoff. And
they just got a little gift there.
Yeah, Laurent, about 2 to 4 times a game, Chris. It's like clockwork. He gets those hard count offsides, and of all the things he does well, that might be one of the most undervalued things he brings to the table.
I tell you what, those 5-yard penalties in situations like this are huge. This opens up a whole lot of options for the Lakers. They don't have to pass because they've only got, what, 3 yards to go for this, so they could run it, they could draw it, or they could do a quick short pass if they want.
Great point, partner, absolutely. Instead of 3rd and 8, you have 3rd and 3, and you see him now with the backfield stacked. Griffin with the 2 frontmen. The give is to Eli Griffin. Leading the way is tailback Ryan Mawson. That's going to be really close to a first down, but we will wait. And they say it's a Laker first down. This first down brought to you by Quick Car of Osage Beach, and the Lakers nearing the Marcus Shakora State Farm red zone. They have it 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line with 1:42.
And they're actually huddling up here. They're not doing the quick hurry-up offense.
No, with 1:30, you figure you probably have 4 to 6 plays left. Don't leave any time on the clock for Coach Joe Haynes and this Tiger team. Outside to Griffin, low pitch, nice handle, stutter step outside. He may go to the 10, to the 5, touchdown, Camdenton. It's Eli Griffin from 24 yards out, his 2nd touchdown of the night, and the Lakers in control, 26-6. Chris, and did you see the low pitch? Griffin plucked it off the turf, made the stutter step, and he was off to the races.
And that will not, make the stat sheets. Nobody will see that, but that was huge that he was able to take the low snap, and obviously everybody knows, he picked up the yards, he made it to the end zone touchdown. They'll see that. Wouldn't have happened if he couldn't have gotten the low pitch, and it's the 2nd time they've gone to the right side, and it paid off for him both times.
You're right, a great grab the house. So Camdenton 26, Waynesville 6. We'll take a short commercial break. We'll be right back on Lake TV after this.
Hi, I'm Tyler Loftus with Ozarks Homes. If you're in the market for a new home, or you may be considering building, I encourage you to look into custom-built modular homes. Our modular homes are built, financed, and insured like a regular house. We invite you to visit our display lot right on Highway 5 in Laurie at Lake of the Ozarks. Each home we have on display shows different features from kitchen layouts, floor plans, bathroom options, and much more. We can customize floor plans based off what you, the customer, are wanting. Ozarks Homes, family-owned, operated, and making homeowners' dreams come true for over 30 years.
Welcome back, folks, to Camdenton Lakers football on Lake TV. I am William Holtz alongside the great Chris Schneider from Bob Shore Stadium. And Chris, Camdenton now attempting to go for 2. DeLaurent, an empty backfield. In motions Nicholas now. He motions to the right side. DeLaurent, pump fake now under pressure. Scrambles now outside, throws across his body, and that is cut. Extra point is good. Really nice job. The intended receiver is Talon Randazzo. He hauls it in for the 2-point conversion. And Chris, things starting to go very, very right for these Camdenton Lakers. We'll be right back on Lake TV after this.
Your vehicle, it's part of who you are. It's your partner in weekday traffic and your passport to weekend fun. It's your sometimes office and your all-the-time concert hall. For all your vehicle is to you, isn't it time you did something for it too? Check out the Quick Car Monthly Unlimited Wash Club. For only $25 a month, wash your car as often as you want. You'll enjoy significant savings. Join the Wash Club today. Quick Car. Quick, easy, and professional every time.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lake TV's coverage of high school football on Lake TV. This week, we're here at the Jaws of Death. Next week, we'll be at School of the Osage, where the Indians, they'll get their season home opener started as they play host to Moberly. Of course, they're at Fulton tonight. We'll try to keep you updated on that one. So Galbraith kicks it away, end over end. That's going to be fielded by Erickson, and he picks it up at about the 6. And now up to the 20, and he's still going before being taken down at about the 22-yard line. And Chris, 1:09 on the clock. If you're Waynesville, you have one timeout. What do you do?
Well, you know, that's what they're asking themselves over there. They're not necessarily, you know, a fast offensive team, a high-powered throwing team. They like to run the ball. Their star is a runner. I think you got to stick with what you do, which is Shane Butler-Lawson, but you don't really have a whole lot of time to mess around here.
Well, we'll see. A quick score update. The Eldon Mustangs, they're down big at the half over Bolivar. They're down 47-0 in that one, so not a good start for the Eldon Mustangs in year 2 of the Chad Holt experiment there in Eldon. Lewis now across. He's got his man. Nice completion there. That's number 16, Almanzo Martin, with his second reception of the night.
Nice throw across the field by Lewis. That was right on target. Nice pickup, about 7 yards.
But only 45 seconds to go. You got to let your receiver stay up and either get out of bounds. One timeout. They've got to hurry here, Chris. Lewis now, pump fake, now steps up. It's a designed quarterback run. He's got good yardage all the way up to the 48-yard line before being dragged down from behind. But that's a first down presented by Quick Car of Osage Beach. And Waynesville now nearing midfield with just 34 seconds to go. But, of course, the clock stops as the sticks reset, so 30 seconds and counting.
And the rain coming down a little bit harder.
Indeed it is. Now Lewis, sideline, has his man. That's an incomplete pass.
Ooh.
And able to haul it in on the near sideline. That's Jalen Andrews. We've seen quarterback Lewis go his way a handful of times tonight.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, Waynesville in this short drive here so far, they've opened it up a little bit, and maybe it's because the Lakers are backing off a little bit, but actually Waynesville showing a little more promise on offense than they have pretty much the rest of the night, other than their one scoring drive.
It is second down and 10. Lewis steps up. He's hit, airs it out, looking for a man. The adjustment is made, and great defense by Colin Thomas.
Yep.
One of the best coverage corners in the entire conference. Thomas, he gets shoved, he makes the adjustment, and still finds a way to make the play defensively.
Yeah, that was nice. I mean, because that could have been dangerous, could have been a pass interference, could have, you know, gone the other way and really helped Waynesville on this drive. Good non-penalty play there on the coverage.
Big shout out to our girl Brenda here, bringing us coffee.
Love Brenda.
I'll tell you what, we have got a great crew here working with us tonight, Chris. We'll talk about them here in a minute now as Lewis rolls outside and tries to get outside, and he will. And Coach Haynes wants a flag on Eli Griffin. He thought he hit him late, but he doesn't. So 9 seconds left, and some tells me you're going to get an opportunity to see one Michael Lewis air it out here.
Yeah, I think so. Might be a little, you know, throw down the field, see what they can get out of this. You know, probably, I'm not sure he's got the arm to get it to the end zone for a Hail Mary, but you might, you know, hope for a penalty, get another shot as you get closer. Well, you would think they'll give it a shot instead of just kneel.
I would certainly hope so. Down 3 scores and knowing the Lakers get the ball back. So maybe the final play. Lewis steps up, his arm is hit, and that's going to fall incomplete, and there is still 3 seconds, so the Lakers now may have an opportunity to air one out. And funny, Chris, Paxton DeLaurent and I, right before the season started, we partnered on a Chiefs season ticket giveaway on Facebook, and the question was, who can throw further, Paxton DeLaurent, the #1 quarterback in the state of Missouri, or William Holtz? And Chris, who would have been your guess to who won that?
I would have not gone with you.
Well, I will tell you, I might surprise you. I did lose but only by a couple yards. Paxton threw it 52 yards. I mustered up 48.
Wow.
My point is, Paxton can throw the ball 50 yards with ease. So here's an opportunity, and one guy you want to keep an eye on here is Colin Thomas, top of your screen. Actually, they're going to try the quick hitter to Griffin now. And they're going to try it back to DeLoret, who actually can throw maybe. Oh, this is going to be disastrous, and he's just going to step out and go into the locker room unharmed. So after our first half of play, Camdenton 28, Waynesville 6. Folks, don't go anywhere. We take a short commercial break. We'll be back with your halftime show presented by the Mid-Mo Sports Network after this.
This live Camdenton Lakers football game on Lake TV is brought to you by Slumberland Furniture, the Mid-Mo Sports Network, Sardike Yamaha, Marcus Shakora State Farm, Polylift Boat Lifts, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialists, Ozark Homes, Bridal Cave, Quick Car in Osage Beach, Bristol Barbershop and Academy, Clark Tire in Sunrise Beach, the Missouri State High School Activities Association, Captain Ron's, Bear Market, the Butcher Shop in Camdenton, and Allie Holman Howe Funeral Home in Camdenton.
Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, Slumberland's 3-day doorbuster sale. You'll get up to 70% off. Get this solid wood nightstand for just $198. Make your bed new again with this incredibly comfy mattress topper, marked way down to $86. Pay no interest for 4 years. But hurry, quantities are limited. The 3-day doorbuster sale at Slumberland. It's a good life.
Hi, this is Kendall Surdike, and at Surdike Yamaha, we have been selling and serving the Ozarks for almost 50 years. We've learned during that time that our customers expect the best in their Yamahas, with same-day service and even courtesy loaner units. That is why at Surdike Yamaha, you receive 1 year of free scheduled maintenance with every new and used recreational Yamaha bought. You can have more fun with your Yamaha boats and wave runners that are assembled right here in the USA and won't have to worry about maintenance costs for the first year because it is on us.
You ride on our reputation.
Your vehicle, it's part of who you are. It's your partner in weekday traffic and your passport to weekend fun. It's your sometimes office and your all-the-time concert hall. For all your vehicle is to you, isn't it time you did something for it too? Check out the Quick Car Monthly Unlimited Wash Club. For only $25 a month, wash your car as often as you want. You'll enjoy significant savings. Join the Wash Club today. Quick Car. Quick, easy, and professional every time.
This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance.
This is your Lake Area State Farm agent, Marcus Sikora, and I would love to be the one you trust for your insurance needs.
Polylift Boat Lifts. Boaters everywhere have relied on Polylift Boat Lifts to raise their boat up and out of the water time and time again. Polylift Boat Lifts are made of the finest materials and offer a lifetime warranty on the tanks. Stop by Polylift and see the huge selection of wet steps, water toys, and dock accessories. You can even shop online at polylift.com. Polylift Boat Lifts. You know what they say.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build poly lifts.
Lake of the Ozarks is the boating capital in Missouri. Did you know that your prop is the most important part of your boat? With 27 years of propeller repair at Lake of the Ozarks, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialist, is the choice for you. The most advanced in propeller repair and scanning, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialist, can help you boat smarter, go further, and last longer on beautiful Lake of the Ozarks. Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialist. Go with the best or stay on shore with the rest.
Hi, I'm Tyler Loftus with Ozarks Homes. If you're in the market for a new home, or you may be considering building, I encourage you to look into custom-built modular homes. Our modular homes are built, financed, and insured like a regular house. We invite you to visit our display lot right on Highway 5 in Laurie at Lake of the Ozarks. Each home we have on display shows different features from kitchen layouts, floor plans, bathroom options, and much more. We can customize floor plans based off what you, the customer, are wanting. Ozarks Homes, family-owned, operated, and making homeowners' dreams come true for over 30 years.
Discovered over a century and a half ago, Bridal Cave continues to amaze those who venture through it. As you tour through Bridal Cave, you'll see massive onyx formations, giant columns, and the one and only Mystery Lake. Bridal Cave's unique stalactite-adorned bridal chapel has provided a truly unique backdrop for over 3,000 couples from around the world. Bridal Cave is open daily, rain or shine. Guided tours leave every few minutes. Come explore the lake's favorite natural attraction. Explore Bridal Cave today.
It's time for the Midmo Sports Network halftime show.
And it is your halftime show presented by the Midmo Sports Network. Chris Schneider, William Holtzen. For those of you wondering what is the Midmo Sports Network, well, it is Lake TV's sister or little brother. Excited to announce it'll be launching January 1 of 2020, so exciting stuff in the Midmo Sports Network, getting behind high school football on Lake TV. And Chris, we'll get right into it. We talked about, we thought Waynesville could poise to be a bit of a test, and through the early going, we liked a lot of what we saw from Waynesville, but at the end of the day, it's Camdenton out in front, 28-6.
Yeah, and the one big difference in this game so far is the quarterback for Camdenton. He's a big, strong guy. The first scoring drive that they had, he really should have been sacked twice. And he turned both of those sacks into one long play and then the touchdown throw. That was all DeLorean. I mean, he's a stud out there. And you know, he's running around. I said it earlier, and it's true. It's kind of like a man among boys. He's a big guy. He's a strong guy, and he's just kind of playing around with them out there a little bit. But I think we're going to see that all year long because he's just going to be bigger and stronger than most of the the defenders that he's going up against. So that's a huge advantage for the Lakers. It probably is going to be all year long. But they've taken advantage of that here. But really, this game could be much, much closer if it wasn't for Mr. DeLaurent and a couple of his big plays.
And he has made just a couple of outstanding plays, Chris. But let's be honest, this has not been a dream quarter or half for him. As a matter of fact, the interception was one of what could have been two, maybe even three interceptions in the first half. And I get the sense that DeLaurent, coming out of the gates, you know, he wants to put on a good show. He looked a little rusty, but you did hit the nail on the head. If it isn't for a couple of his extending of the plays and a couple of circus throws, this game's a lot closer.
And I tell you what, Waynesville, they might be out of this game. It might be a little too far out of reach, maybe not. But this team has some talent. Once they put it all together and stop making a few of the mistakes that they've made, they gave away a touchdown with that fumble. They're going to be a tough team to beat.
Not only that, but don't forget about the fourth down where you had the muffed punt, where Camdenton got a 1st and goal inside the 5. Not to say that Camdenton doesn't get it at midfield or near midfield and march down the field and score, but you certainly want to give your defense an opportunity to make the stop rather than put them with their backs against the wall. This is your halftime show presented by the Midmo Sports Network. Chris Schneider, William Holtz looking at some of the stats in the first half. DeLaurent, 13 of 26 for 138 yards, touchdown and an interception. On the other side, Lawson, he had 13 carries for 48 yards. That's only 3.7 yards a carry. And if you're Camdenton, I like keeping him around 3.7 yards a carry.
He's their stud. And I misspoke earlier. I said he'd had D1 offers from Purdue and South Dakota. I believe it's North Dakota that has made him the offer. North Dakota is a powerhouse program, and Purdue is really coming on strong. So those aren't bad offers at all. This kid is for real. I mean, and you've seen flashes of it. But give credit to the Laker defense. For the most part, other than a few plays, the Laker defense has dominated the line of scrimmage. Their scheme has been very good. They haven't been fooled by much. And, the big plays that Waynesville got off were both on their scoring drive, especially the long touchdown run from Sheen Butler-Lawson. Really, if it wasn't for that run, how long was that run? That was about 30 yards, right?
26 yards.
If it wasn't for that, he wouldn't have 3.8 yards per carry. So really the Laker defense, very impressive so far in this game.
Starting with Ryan Mawson, who on the first series alone had 2.5 tackles all over the place. Colin Thomas, we talked about him in the secondary. He's made a couple of nice plays. Do want to update you, Connor Thomas, who was injured and taken off the field earlier, looks like his evening is going to be done. We can't speculate on how severe that injury is. As far as other things going on, it looks like Michael Lewis, the quarterback for Waynesville, might just be ambidextrous.
Yeah, I mean, looks like he can throw left and right. Much like some of us when we play basketball, we can shoot left or right. It's a great talent to have. That doesn't necessarily mean he's as accurate from either side. But, you know, there at the end of that first half, he was throwing his passes left-handed, and he was throwing very well. That's a talented kid because he can also run the ball. And I think that's probably what's going to happen in the second half is to try to keep the Laker defense from keying on Sheen Butler-Lawson because he's their stud. You know, try to do some swings with the quarterback around the outside. Lewis has shown speed, and if he gets around the corner, he can be dangerous.
We talked about Eli Griffin as well. You know, Camdenton all pass. 4 touchdowns in the first half, 3 on the ground, only 1 through the air. 2 of those belonging to Eli Griffin. He had 13 a season ago, and he looked good so far in limited duty in the first half. And Camdenton, things really playing into their favor. They've been able to keep the ground on the ball some. They've been able to throw the football. But with a 3-score lead and getting the football first, you get a sense that this game is going right about the way Jeff Shore wants it to.
Yeah, I think so. You know, and it shows a couple of things. Number one, playing at home helps. You know, especially for the first game of the season. But you can also see the differences in the maturity of the programs. You know, some of the things are just going right for the Lakers, and sometimes that's not a fluke. That's because you do things right, you know, and you've been doing it that way for a lot of years. Waynesville's got a second-year head coach. They're still, you know, figuring out the new program. They're still getting that new culture going there, and sometimes things just don't go your way when that happens, and I think we've seen that in the first half, and it's cost them because really what Camdenton has a pretty big, a 3-touchdown lead in this game. But really, the game is a little closer than that. Waynesville has played them tougher than that. It should be closer, but it's not.
And for Camdenton, you got to look at that as a really, really good thing.
Yeah.
You played a game that should be closer. You didn't play your best half of football, and you have a 3-score lead. That has to bode well moving forward. Now, before we take a break on our Mid-Mo Sports Network halftime show, Chris, I did want to give a shout out to our good friend, Lake TV Chief Engineer Jim Petropoulos, involved in a very tragic boating accident over shootout weekend, and he is in the hospital on his road to, we hope, recovery. So our thoughts and our prayers out to Jim Petropoulos and the entire family for that, and we'll return on Lake TV after this.
Guys deserve to be pampered and look good too. At Bristle Barbershop and Academy in Camdenton, we make you look dapper ready. We provide traditional to modern cuts along with classic straight razor, hot neck and facial shaves too. Bristle Barbershop and Academy is perfect for bachelor events, groomsmen, and any special occasion. Search for us on Google, Facebook, and our Bristle Barbershop Academy website. Bristle Barbershop and Academy, located off South Business 5 in Camdenton, near the VFW.
If it's happening at the lake, it's at Captain Ron's Bar and Grill. Voted best of the lake, Captain Ron's is always a destination for visitors and locals alike. From their relaxing sand beach to the best in regional entertainment, Captain Ron's has something for every taste. And speaking of taste, you won't want to miss the incredible menu featured daily at Captain Ron's. Bring the entire family out and maybe even plan an excursion on the lake's only authentic pirate ship, the Gypsy Rose. Whatever you're craving, you'll find it at the home of the shootout, Captain Ron's Bar and Grill, 34.5-mile marker by boat or Lake Road 550 by car.
There's a new bear in town at Bear Market in Camdenton, and the three bears are giving him room to roam. With enlarged floor space and expanded departments, hundreds of shelves packed with consignment merchandise, all at thrift store prices. Clothing for every member of the family, including infants and toddlers. And there were 6 cashier stations to serve you better. Plus, a portion of proceeds from sales goes to local charities. So look for the 4 bears at Bear Market, Route 54 West in Camdenton.
Alley Home and Howe Funeral Home, your hometown funeral service provider, has been proudly supporting Camdenton and the surrounding communities for 90 years. At Alley Home and Howe Funeral Home, we believe in giving back, remaining visible, and serving the communities that have welcomed us through the years. Our hometown staff is active in volunteering at local organizations. Brett Edson and the staff at Alley Home and Howe Funeral Home are proud supporters of Camdenton Laker athletics, and we wish all of our student athletes the best of luck in the upcoming season.
1, 2, 3, Lakers!
So we're back here on Lake TV, and we're going to wrap up our Midmo Sports Network halftime show. Chris, been a really fun first half, and we anticipate we got an exciting second half of football. Did want to give a shout-out to our entire crew here, roughing the elements. You had Amory Holtz, the top angle camera. You had Chief Engineer, Field Cam Ricky Smith down there roughing the elements. You've got Jonah D-Bird. He's in the truck running our graphics, of course, our Director of Photography, switching and running the truck tonight. Andrew Evans, our head production assistant, helping in the booth get everything squared away. Ross Reinhardt keeping stats. Adrian Reinhardt, who actually celebrates a big birthday tomorrow, so big shout out to Adrian. And we've got to see this young man grow up. This is 4th season part of our football crew here at Lake TV, so just a shout out to everyone as part of our crew. On behalf of Chris, that's going to conclude tonight's Midmo Sports Network halftime show. We'll be right back with the second half after this.
This live Camdenton Lakers football game on Lake TV is brought to you by Slumberland Furniture, the Midmo Sports Network, Sardike Yamaha, Marcus Shakora State Farm, Polylift Boat Lifts, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialists, Ozark Homes, Bridal Cave, Quick Car in Osage Beach, Bristol Barbershop and Academy, Clark Tire in Sunrise Beach, the Missouri State High School Activities Association, Captain Ron's, Bear Market, The Butcher Shop in Camdenton, and Alley Holman Howe Funeral Home in Camdenton.
This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance.
This is your Lake Area State Farm agent, Marcus Sikora, and I would love to be the one you trust for your insurance needs.
This live Camdenton Lakers football game on Lake TV is brought to you by Slumberland Furniture, the Midmo Sports Network, Sardike Yamaha, Marcus Shakora State Farm, Polylift Boat Lifts, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialists, Ozark Homes, Bridal Cave, Quick Car in Osage Beach, Bristol Barbershop and Academy, Clark Tire in Sunrise Beach, the Missouri State High School Activities Association, Captain Ron's, Bear Market, The Butcher Shop in Camdenton, and Alley Holman Howe Funeral Home in Camdenton.
Once upon a time, 3 bears went shopping. At Bear Market, of course. Inside, they couldn't believe their eyes. Panda Bear loved the selection of women's clothes, girls' clothes too. Polar Bear was excited about the racks of men's clothes, boys' clothes too. And shoes, shoes, shoes. Brown Bear had fun trying out the huge selection of furniture, tools too. When the 3 bears heard Bear Market was a consignment store that helped local charities, they couldn't bear to leave. So look for the 3 bears when you shop at Bear Market, Route 54 West in Camdenton.
Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, Slumberland's 3-day doorbuster sale. You'll get up to 70% off. Get this solid wood nightstand for just $198. Make your bed new again with this incredibly comfy mattress topper, marked way down to $86. Pay no interest for 4 years. But hurry, quantities are limited. The 3-day doorbuster sale at Slumberland. It's a good life.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lake TV's Game of the Week. I'm William Holtz, joined by the legendary Chris Snyder here from the Lake TV broadcast booth. And Chris, I did want to talk about, we mentioned Paxton DeLaurent, the leader of the team, the quarterback, also the quarterback of offense, you know, kind of the coach on the field. Look at the defense. It's Ryan Mawson, the senior all-state linebacker. And the only play from scrimmage that Waynesville scored in that first half on that 26-yard run by Sheen Butler Lawson was the only play. Ryan Mawson wasn't on the field. The play previously, he had the wind knocked out of him. He had to be spelled for just one play, made all the difference, and Waynesville takes advantage. Of course, you're not saying that's why, but you like to have your heart and soul of your unit on the field at all times, and that is Ryan Mawson. When you talk about these Camdenton Lakers on defense, your score 28-6.
And the Lakers will be getting the ball first to start this second half, which obviously can be a huge advantage. They can widen this lead.
And starting with the football here, Jace Nicholas back deep, and a kick here for Waynesville. It's the senior Aaron Choi, who has looked impressive in the early going. And we're underway here. Nicholas fields at his own 2-yard line, full head of steam. Across the 25 and across the 30. So a solid return will give him 32 yards. They spot him up at the 31-yard line. So good starting field position here for Camdenton.
I tell you what, Camdenton has definitely had the edge in special teams here tonight, especially on the kickoff returns. One earlier, they started the possession on the 50-yard line. Here they've got good starting field possession as well. Good job by the special teams.
I'm going to make a bold prediction here, Chris. You were really impressed what you saw from Paxton in the first half, but I've got to see him at his best. I predict he's going to come out and he's going to fire on all cylinders here in this second half.
All right.
Under pressure here. Steps up now. Throws and incomplete. Throws low, harmlessly to the turf. Going to bring up second down and 10. A lot of time, but you got to credit the Waynesville secondary. Nobody open there for Camdenton.
Yes, you do, but you still see just the amazing talent that DeLaurent has. You know, just buying himself time back there to run around to try to let the receivers get open. But, yeah, credit Waynesville's defense.
Quick hitter, here's Nicholas. He makes the move, cuts back inside all the way up to the 43-yard line. We're going to give him 12 yards, and that's enough for another first down presented by Quick Car of Osage Beach. And I'll tell you what, Jace Nicholas, you could see how happy Paxton DeLaurent is to have his favorite target back from a season ago. He's small, he's quick, but he's super tough, and he has the duty of filling the shoes of last year Gabe Kurtz, who was an all-around do all things. And here is Eli Griffin, who, nice job to elude the first guy, and then a swarm of Tigers corral him to the ground after a modest gain of 1. Going to bring up second down and 9.
Not sure what Coach Shore is seeing, but you've noticed, I mean, it's like picking a scab. They keep coming, throwing the ball, the quick throw over here to the left side of the line of scrimmage, and sometimes most of the time, Waynesville has played it pretty well. They've been able to break a few of those open.
Knowing Coach Jeff Shore, now we do have an injured Laker on the field, so we'll go to break. We'll go to commercial break. We'll be right back on Lake TV after.
Hi, this is Kendall Surdike, and at Surdike Yamaha, we have been selling and serving the Ozarks for almost 50 years. We've learned during that time that our customers expect the best in their Yamahas, with same-day service and even courtesy loaner units. That is why at Surdike Yamaha, you receive 1 year of free scheduled maintenance with every new and used recreational Yamaha bought. You can have more fun with your Yamaha boats and wave runners that are assembled right here in the USA and won't have to worry about maintenance costs for the first year because it is on us.
You ride on our reputation.
And we're back on Lake TV. Going to bring up second down and 8. We had an injury over here And I was going to say, knowing Coach Jeff Shore the way I do, I'm not going to be surprised if we see them do that a couple more times, only then to fake a quick hitter, open up the streak on the other side of the field almost like a bump and go or a wheel route. Wouldn't be surprised if we see that here momentarily.
They're seeing it right now. Oh!
That's a quick hitter to the right side, and I feel like that's a word we've said a ton as Faulkner and able to haul it in his quick hitter, Chris, but what else do you call those quick hitters?
That's what they are, and, you know, most of the time they've been doing it over to the left side of the line of scrimmage. That time they had it to the right, and they had some wide open field there and just couldn't hang on to the ball.
So third down now, DeLauren under pressure. He's got a guy wide open, steps up, he throws it, and that is going to be incomplete. He had a man wide open, Mason Draper, just couldn't get enough on it. He looks unhappy. Fourth down and 7, and here's a situation I wouldn't be surprised to see the Lakers roll the dice, Chris.
Yeah.
Coach Jeff Shore, one of the most risky, gambling-esque coaches in the area. Of course, good move. DeLauren gets off a quick hit. That's going to roll and be stopped at the 13-yard line. So a 41-yard punt off the right foot of Paxton DeLauren, and Waynesville has it 1st and 10 at the 13, and a big-time opening series stand by this Tiger defense.
Yes, it was. They did a great job there. Helped out by the Lakers. They dropped a pass there, that swing pass to the right side would have picked up some yardage. Very smart for Coach Shore not to go for that one. I mean, might be a risk taker, but there's a good time to take a risk and not a good time to take a risk. That was a good time to punt it, and that was a great quick punt there. So.
Very well executed. No one really back. Of course, Sheen Butler Lawson was back about 20 yards, but nice low squib kick, and the results were brilliant. 1st down and 10. This drive starts at their own 12-yard line for Waynesville. Lewis out of the shotgun. Butler Wilson gets the handoff. He runs left. First guy misses, but Mawson in there. He takes him down after a modest gain of about 15.
You know, that's their bread and butter, though. I think that's one thing Waynesville figured out, and Coach Joe Haynes that first half. I mean, they tried to get cute the first few series, didn't work for them. You got to go with your studs, and Sheen Butler Lawson is their stud. He picked up a couple yards on that.
Big shout out to the Lakers defensive unit so far. They've really held Sheen Butler Lawson in check. Here's Lewis now under pressure, and he shows some real quickness. Eludes a would-be tackler at the line of scrimmage before gaining about 7 yards, and he's very near a first down here, Chris.
Yeah, I tell you what, Lewis is pretty impressive back there. He's very quick. Could have been sacked on that one, but he found a way out of it, made some great yardage, and that kid, I tell you what, once they figure out this 1-2 punch with Lewis and Butler Lawson, they're going to be tough to stop.
2nd down and short. That one's outside of the 20, and that is a brilliant tackle on the play. Talon Randazzo, the senior, first man there, stops him for a loss. Going to bring up 3rd down and 2. There is a penalty flag on the field presented by Ozark Homes, and Laureate goes against Waynesville. So looks like we'll back it up a little bit, and we'll redo 2nd down.
I tell you what, that was a great play. He not only made the tackle, but he was also held before he made the tackle. So he fought through the block and the hold. Just a great job.
That's going to back it up now to the initial line of scrimmage at the 14-yard line, so 3rd and 10. Waynesville backed up inside their own 15, Chris. They have to be careful here.
Yeah, they sure do. I mean, they're backed up in their own territory. They're down by 3 touchdowns. They can't afford a turnover here, but they have to get something going on offense.
Lewis now flushed out. He's going to run it. He's got some daylight. Across the 30, he's got first down yardage. He'll be pushed out at about the 25-yard line. We'll give him 11 yards, and got to be impressed with Michael Lewis on 3rd and 10. It wasn't a design run, but he saw an opportunity, chucked the football, and his speed earns the Tigers a first down presented by Quick Car. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. 9:54 left in the third quarter, and if Waynesville wants to stay in this game, it starts with this possession.
Yeah, and they're starting to figure it out that this Lewis kid can run around the outside.
Uh-oh, inside handoff, no sir-ee. Camdenton all over it, the first guy in on it, maybe even a little shaken up on the play. That's big number 90, Mason Kinney. He's had himself a ball game already, and he is hobbling just a bit, but the young man stays on the field after a tackle for a loss of -3.
Good job. Good job for the Lakers. They stuffed the hole there.
And you got to be impressed with this Laker, not just this defensive unit, but the front especially. They have given this Tiger line fits. The option outside. The Lakers there. Nice running across the 25 by Butler Lawson. We'll give him about 5 yards, but that could have very easily went for a loss, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably one of the things Coach Shore is going to work on with the team next week in practice is bringing them down when you get your hands on them. You got to make that tackle because they were there. And several times tonight, they've been there, just didn't make the tackle.
Biggest third down of the game so far for Waynesville. 3rd down and 8. They've got it at their own 26-yard line. Lewis out of the gun, under pressure, steps up in the pocket, eludes a would-be guy. It's fluttering, pulled down by Colin Thomas. Another big play in the Lakers. Their second takeaway of the evening. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, it was a wing and a prayer from Lewis. He just threw that up for grabs. Good coverage. He had the receiver covered, also saw the ball and was able to go take the easy interception there. Great job.
And it was Mason Kenny who applied the pressure. Lewis did a great job of eluding him, had a guy with a little separation and just didn't put enough under the football. Colin Thomas saw it wailing in the air, and you're not going to get a much easier interception than the senior came up with there. Probably looks to the sideline and says, brother, this one's for you. Of course, Connor Thomas, the injured Laker who was taken off the field earlier. The Lakers take back over 1st and 10. Quick one, here's Harris now. Ball's on the dirt. Picked up, and it is gathered. I think Waynesville came up with it, Chris, and we've got to wait here. There's a Tiger on the field shaking up. And Waynesville comes up with the football, but it looks as if Camdenton's under the pile, so lots to shake out. Looks like a Tiger is injured. We're going to take a commercial break while we get things straightened up here at the jaws of death. Chris Snyder, William Holtz. We'll be back after this on Lake TV.
Your vehicle, it's part of who you are. It's your partner in weekday traffic and your passport to weekend fun. It's your sometimes office and your all-the-time concert hall. For all your vehicle is to you, isn't it time you did something for it too? Check out the Quick Car Monthly Unlimited Wash Club. For only $25 a month, wash your car as often as you want. You'll enjoy significant savings. Join the Wash Club today. Quick Car. Quick, easy, and professional every time.
Lake of the Ozarks is the boating capital in Missouri. Did you know that your prop is the most important part of your boat? With 27 years of propeller repair at Lake of the Ozarks, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialist, is the choice for you. The most advanced in propeller repair and scanning, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialist, can help you boat smarter, go further, and last longer on beautiful Lake of the Ozarks. Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialist. Go with the best or stay on shore with the rest.
And we're back, Chris, and Waynesville, they really needed that after giving the football to the Lakers, their second giveaway of the game. The Lakers return the favor, and it's a fumble. That was dangerously close to being an incomplete pass, but it was bang, bang. Waynesville takes advantage. They're Johnny on the spot, and both teams with 2 turnovers, and Waynesville hoping this the turnover they can convert to points.
Absolutely.
Lewis out of the shotgun. That one's in the air, and that is Big Court Petty very nearly the 3rd play from scrimmage in a row with a turnover. Luckily for Michael Lewis, that one falls harmlessly to the turf, brings up second down. While we have a minute, big birthday shout out in the house. Camdenton Laker Jr. lineman Devin Stamper celebrating a birthday this evening. So happy birthday, number 77. Your Laker family wishes you a happy birthday across the area. Now Lewis, errant throw there, trying to lead his man Butler Lawson in the flat. A little too much oomph on that one, brings up 3rd and 10. And Chris, after that big fortunate bounce that Waynesville just got gifted, really got to be careful they don't squander this opportunity.
Yeah, and they're not doing too well on the first 2 plays of this drive. They've, again, tried to open it up, do a little bit of passing lately, because the last couple of times they've tried to go to their guy, Butler Lawson, the Lakers have stuffed him. Here they go again.
Ball's on the turf, picked up by Lewis. He's on the run. Still on the run, ball's on the turf, it's a fumble. I don't know if Camdenton came up with it or not. No, it looks like it was just knocked out of bounds.
Right on the sideline, yeah. But the Camdenton has adjusted, because the previous series, Lewis was able to get outside around the corner, get a first down. The Lakers have adjusted to that, and they're shutting him down when he tries to get outside.
That is another quarterback sack for Court Petty. He gets credited with a strip and a sack. That's 5 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble so far, Chris. He is having a game.
Going to go for it, it looks like, on 4th down.
4th and 13 now. Lewis steps up, and he's going down again. This time again, it's Petty. Court Petty, his 3rd sack of the night. Have a game, young man. Unbelievable, Chris.
He is dominating this game on defense. Pretty impressive what he's doing over there. He's probably going to sleep pretty well tonight, I'm guessing.
And it's too early to say, but my front runner for tonight's player of the game, that's going to have to go to Court Petty. Here in our just through 2+ quarters of play, Chris, 6 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks, and a forced fumble. That'd be a good senior campaign for me, let alone the 3 quarters of play.
Pretty impressive. And Waynesville, you know, down by 3 touchdowns, they kind of felt like they had to go for it on 4th down there. The problem with that is they don't get it, and now Lakers have it at midfield.
Camdenton an opportunity to open up the floodgates here. Quick screen to the outside. That one's complete as Jaden Faulkner, the junior.
Do you think we've seen that play a few times tonight? That swing pass to the left time after time after time.
And it's gaining anywhere from 2 to 8 yards a play, Chris. And so until Waynesville's able to prove to the Lakers they can stop that, why do anything else?
And number 30, you know, I think we're starting to see a few cramps, believe it or not, from some of the from the Tigers. He had to go.
Yeah, that's big sophomore Eric Richardson, who's had a big game tonight for Waynesville. They cannot afford to lose him. Into the flat, quick pass. That's going to be a first down based on the initial spot as Drake Miller, the senior. And I'll tell you, Chris, Paxton DeLorean has really spread the football around tonight. I don't have an exact count, but I would guess we've seen 6 or 7 Lakers with at least 1 reception.
Yeah, you know, and I tell you what, this is game number 1 of the season, and you can see it from both teams, and you can see it from DeLorean. I mean, he had a really good first half. He was the difference in the first half. Second half, he struggled a little bit. He's missed some open receivers, but, I mean, this kid is going to be something special.
1st and 10. DeLorean, unusual under center. The pitch to Griffin. Outside, cuts back in. Takes the defender for a couple yards before that Tiger gets help, and Waynesville takes Griffin down after a gain of 4. Going to bring up 2nd down and 6, and Crystal Rain is really at a consistent precipitation at this point. I mean, it has been like this for most of the night.
Yeah, it's really, again, I thought it was supposed to stop earlier, right? But so much for those forecasts. But it's good for the Lakers. They've been able to run their offense despite the weather. That says a lot for them.
And another hard count by Paxton DeLorean. 2nd down and 7. It'll bring it up a 2nd down and 2. Now, obviously, still early, and you've only got a 3-score lead. But once we get through this third quarter, if Camdenton has a 3 or 4 score lead with these field conditions being week 1, do you think you take out your star quarterback and a couple of your key players?
That's a good question. We've already seen, an injury or two, possibly because of the field conditions. That's, I guess that's a call for Jeff Shore, how much time he wants to get, DeLaurent to get some play back there.
Oh, nice first move right there by Faulkner. And Faulkner proving to be one of DeLaurent's favorite targets. And, a couple things to note is with those 5 receivers a year ago who were such big-time playmakers, Gabe Kurtz, Cash Calton, Jabin Shockley, Dylan Tufts, and Lathan Wise all had over 5 touchdown receptions on the year. You're going to have some of these kids step up for the Lakers. DeLaurent now under pressure, steps up, looking for the end zone, has his man, just over the outstretched arms of Talon Randazzo, and Randazzo really looked like he made his adjustment just a little bit too early. Otherwise, it hits him in stride, and the Lakers extend their lead. But there you got an opportunity to see the sheer arm strength of one Paxton DeLaurent.
I mean, he threw that, 45 yards in the air, and he didn't even have to try. Yeah, absolutely. That was I bet he can throw, what can he throw, 70, 75 yards?
Well, the day we had our competition, I don't think he gave it his all. I think he felt bad for me. But he was throwing 52, 53. But on a good day with good conditions, I know Paxton DeLaurent can hit 60.
I would think so. He just threw 45 pretty easy.
So 4th down now. It's going to be a pooch kick from the 41. It's going to bounce too far. So a net of just 21 yards in Waynesville, clinging to a slim hope in this game, still down 3 scores, but they have held Camdenton out of the end zone on the last 3 series with takeaway and 2 punts. So Waynesville defense really hanging around. Now we need to see if head coach Joe Haynes can find a way to get his offense working.
Yeah, and that was a good play from Coach Shore. I mean, it's a pooch punt. You only pick up 20 yards all in all, but that's much better than, going for it, not getting it, and giving them the ball on, midfield down by 3 touchdowns.
So Camdenton, we talked about their finish a season ago at 11-2. Things hold up here. They'll improve to 1-0 on the season, 8-1. Jeff Shore will be against Waynesville in his career as we have another penalty flag presented by Ozark Homes. But Chris, as we start to look towards next week, Camdenton goes to Springfield, where they'll play Parkview down there. And now I don't know anything about Parkview today, but I can tell you 3 or 4 years ago, they were under the direction of head coach Mike Mock. Now, the reason the name Mock might sound familiar to you is former Missouri quarterback Matty Mock, his father, and that team kicked an onside kick every time and did not run the football. They were the highest scoring high school football team in the history of football in the state since the new era in the late 40s. Unbelievable. But that's what happens when you kick an onside every time.
I guess so, yeah.
So 2nd down now, Waynesville trying to hang around, and a touchdown here would do wonders if they could cut this to a 2-score game as we head into the 4th quarter. Chris, this game feels as if the Lakers have run away, but it is still a 3-score game.
Yeah, Waynesville keeps hanging around, and like we said on the halftime show, this game could be closer if the Lakers didn't have a few breaks and if DeLaurent didn't come up with a few huge plays in that first half. This game actually could be a lot closer than it is, and Waynesville's still hanging in there.
Yeah. One thing you got to touch on is when the opportunity to take advantage of the opponent's mistake has been presented, Camdenton has been the one to really take advantage, and that's been the difference.
Yeah.
When the loose ball was there, Camdenton wanted it more. When it was 3rd and 2, Camdenton got him to jump. It's just a couple of those small things that the Lakers are winning the battle.
There goes Lewis again.
Nice run here on 3rd down and 7. And Michael Lewis really taking it upon himself to keep the Tigers in the game. Of course, you know about Sheen Butler Lawson, but so does the entire stadium. And so Lewis doing a nice job to contribute with his legs. And we get a 1st down presented by Quick Car. And Waynesville has it 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. Chris?
Yeah, that was like the third or fourth time this half that Lewis has gone for a big run. The Tigers are really figuring something out with him now.
Cord Petty in there again. Ryan Mawson, the first one there. Mawson, his 9th tackle of the night. He's got 2 for a loss. Cord Petty in there once again. We've called his name all night long. And Chris, as impressive as the Camdenton offense has looked at times tonight, what I'm incredibly impressed with is how tough this defense looks against a very talented Tiger offense.
Yeah, I'm actually more impressed with this Laker defense than I am with the Laker offense so far. The offense, has been okay. The quarterback's been much above average, but this defense is very impressive.
Into the flat, thrown high, and nice reception on the play. That's Almanzo Martin in on the stop for the Lakers. That's Talon Randazzo. We started to call his name a ton. Randazzo was just 2 inches away from hauling in a deep touchdown pass from DeLaurent just moments ago, but we seem to call his name quite regularly so far, and that's another young underclassman coming up for Jeff Shore's squad.
Yeah, notice one name we have not been calling a lot this second half is Sheen Butler-Lawson, the stud for the Tigers. The Lakers defense is pretty much so far taken him out of this second half.
And Butler-Lawson goes in motion now. Lewis, the quick pass. Nice first move by wide receiver on the outside, but nothing doing as Ryan Mawson and Randazzo in there. The receiver, Jalen Andrews, just a couple of yards, going to bring up 4th down and 10. We do have a penalty flag. Is this going to be a roughing the passer,
I believe
Chris?
so, yeah, and that's bad one for the Lakers. That was 4th down, I believe. Or
that
3rd down.
Would have been 4th and long.
Yeah, so that's a huge penalty to keep this drive alive and keep hope alive for the Tigers.
That personal foul penalty flag presented by Ozark Homes and Laurie. The only place for manufactured homes in the Ozarks is Ozark Homes. You dream it, they can build it. So 1st down and 10 now for Waynesville. They have it inside Camdenton territory. Lewis, the quick hitter. That's Butler-Lawson into the 45, now down to the 43. We'll give him 5, maybe 6, but still not a ton of room there for the perennial all-state tailback for Waynesville. And like you said, he has been held in check in this second half, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't called his name much at all, and he's going off the field again. I'm not quite sure what Waynesville is thinking with that, not keeping him on the field.
Into the flat, that's completed. Somehow we do have a Ozark Homes penalty marker on the field. That was a really nice completion because great coverage by the Lakers on the far side.
Really
Hunter
nice
Levy
catch.
with the stop, and the hold goes against Waynesville. So they continue to shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, they do. That was a nice grab by that receiver, though, over there in traffic. Tough penalty to bring the ball back for Waynesville. But all this is pretty much a gift for the Tigers because of that roughing the passer penalty earlier.
They really seem to be going back and forth with gifts from penalties to penalties. We saw the takeaway earlier by Camdenton. The very next play from scrimmage, they gave it right back to Waynesville. So, and I kind of get a feeling here, Chris. This Waynesville team, they get through these first couple weeks healthy, get things figured out with this young quarterback who we forget he's only a junior.
Yep.
This team could make some noise later in the season.
Absolutely. Well, and remember, this Lakers team is supposed to be one of the best teams in the state. So, they've got a very tough defense out there. This Tiger team is going to be tough to beat down the line.
That's Eric Richardson, who was shaken up earlier. A positive to see him back in the lineup for head coach Joe Haynes with the Tigers. The one thing you love about a young head coach at the high school level is exactly that energy that Coach Haynes brings because it's infectious.
Yeah.
Players need to see a head coach who's energetic, and, well, to be honest, both coaches tonight bring a lot of energy. Lewis now to the outside, 3rd and 14, across his body. Over the outstretched arms of his intended target. That's junior Jared Hyatt. Going to bring up 4th down and 13.
Wouldn't have been a 1st down anyway. Good coverage, good rollout, but the Lakers were up for they had him in check. He couldn't have run for the first down, and pretty good coverage downfield.
28-6 your score, a minute 50, and the pace of the game here in the third quarter has really changed here. Not a lot of scoring. Camdenton scored all of their points in the first half, but here in the third quarter, it has been 0-0 in Waynesville. They've got to find a way to make up points on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Nicholas with the fielding of the punt at his own 13. Great coverage by Waynesville. We'll be right back with the rest of this one on Lake TV.
If it's happening at the lake, it's at Captain Ron's Bar and Grill. Voted best of the lake, Captain Ron's is always a destination for visitors and locals alike. From their relaxing sand beach to the best in regional entertainment, Captain Ron's has something for every taste. And speaking of taste, you won't want to miss the incredible menu featured daily at Captain Ron's. Bring the entire family out and maybe even plan an excursion on the lake's only authentic pirate ship, the Gypsy Rose. Whatever you're craving, you'll find it at the home of the shootout, Captain Ron's Bar and Grill, 34.5-mile marker by boat or Lake Road 550 by car.
And we're back here on Lake TV from the jaws of death, Bob Shore Stadium. As Camdenton now, that's Harris with the inside give, and he's going to be corralled down at about the 14-yard line. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play, going to bring up second down and long.
Yeah, and the Lakers have slowed things down a little bit, which is very smart. They've got a 3-touchdown lead. They don't need to be doing the speed up run and gun offense unless they're just trying to, do a bunch of practice stuff. But hey, you don't want to mess with things. You got a nice lead. You don't want to be trying to get too cute and start giving things away here.
Well, you obviously are planning to try to win a state title, Chris, but what about those of us that have Paxton DeLorme on our fantasy football team? We want to see the run and gun, Coach.
Get over it, hey. Nice run there, man, really nice.
Up the middle on that one and getting some action out of the backfield tonight. That's Jaden Faulkner, and he's had probably 5 or 6 catches out of the slot. We've seen him rush for a touchdown, and young Jaden's had a ball game. This is the first time he's seen big-time varsity action, and I'll tell you what, he's got to be pretty happy with his first performance.
Absolutely, you betcha. Nice little run there. They've got a 3rd and 5. If they can pick this up, they can run more time off the clock.
Oh, the middle, a nice job by the defense. Waynesville all over it. First man there, number 56 on the stop. That's Jashawn Mabry Lyles.
I tell you what, I've been impressed with this Waynesville defense. I mean, the Lakers were able to put up 4 touchdowns in the first half. They haven't scored here in the second half. A couple of those scores, were pretty fortuitous for the Lakers, but this Tigers defense is pretty tough.
So that concludes the first 3 quarters. They're in the books, Chris. It is Camdenton 28, Waynesville 6. We've got a quarter to go, folks. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back with Camdenton Lakers football on Lake TV.
Guys deserve to be pampered and look good too. At Bristle Barbershop and Academy in Camdenton, we make you look dapper ready. We provide traditional to modern cuts along with classic straight razor, hot neck and facial shaves too. Bristle Barbershop and Academy is perfect for bachelor events, groomsmen, and any special occasion. Search for us on Google, Facebook, and our Bristle Barbershop Academy website. Bristle Barbershop and Academy, located off South Business 5 in Camdenton, near the VFW.
Discovered over a century and a half ago, Bridal Cave continues to amaze those who venture through it. As you tour through Bridal Cave, you'll see massive onyx formations, giant columns, and the one and only Mystery Lake. Bridal Cave's unique stalactite-adorned bridal chapel has provided a truly unique backdrop for over 3,000 couples from around the world. Bridal Cave is open daily, rain or shine. Guided tours leave every few minutes. Come explore the lake's favorite natural attraction. Explore Bridal Cave today.
And we're back here on 4th and short for the Lakers. DeLorme out of the shotgun now takes a couple of steps back. We assume we'll see a punt. Rugby-style punt. It's high, it's short. Fair catch called for, and that is off the fingers. That's going to be picked up and returned. Oh, I don't know. They say that the Waynesville player didn't touch the football. Hard to tell from up here. Nonetheless, Waynesville maintains possession of the football, 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. And, of course, 2,500 screaming fans here at the Jaws of Death had a way better look at that than your near-side official. But, nonetheless, Waynesville maintains possession, and after a good punt, it's 1st and 10 Tigers.
Yeah, it's plays like that why they have instant replay in college and pros there, because it sure looked like that he touched that.
I mean, I felt so too. Although, Chris, one thing that my entire crew is hoping that you bring to the table, along with many other things together this year, is me and my professionalism on critiquing the officials. So I won't say a whole lot. I'm working on growing up to be a big boy this year.
You know, I will say, even on instant replay, a lot of those are hard to determine.
There's a shot now. Michael throws downfield. Nice adjustment on the play. Really nice play as Randazzo chases him down from behind, but not before Jalen Andrews. Hook up with his quarterback down to the 13-yard line. That's good for 47 yards and the longest play from scrimmage tonight for Waynesville. And don't look now, folks, but to start this 4th quarter of play, Waynesville has life.
Yes, they do. And there wasn't anything particularly brilliant about that play. He just threw it up and the receiver ran underneath it.
Receiver made a great adjustment. Waynesville in the Marcus Shakora State Farm red zone as Sheen Butler Lawson takes it on 1st and 10 from the 14 for a modest gain of 2 as Ryan Mawson in on the stop for the Lakers. Going to bring up 2nd down at 9.
Tough to be a defensive back in a play like that because you're out on an island. You're pretty much all alone, and the receiver just made a better adjustment than the defender did.
I'm not sure the defender ever saw the football.
I don't think he did, no.
Ooh, nice play defensively. Guess who? Colin Thomas, his 3rd pass defended of the night. Chris, I'll tell you, you understand as a defender, pass breakups in the secondary are one of the most cherished stats you can have for a corner. Colin Thomas, 3 on the night.
Yeah, and I'm really impressed with this Lewis kid, the quarterback for Waynesville. I mean, that was a fairly nice pass there. It was a good defensive play to break it up. But he not only throws well, but he runs well.
I like that Lewis put it in a spot where only his guy could come up with the football.
Yep.
On 3rd down. Guess
Lawson.
who? Butler Lawson up the middle. He has 3 or 4. Going to bring up a very crucial 4th down and 4 inside the 10-yard line. And Chris, real quick, we do have a score update as School of the Osage on the road at Fulton with 11:02 left in the 4th quarter. Osage scores a touchdown. They're out in front, 14-6. 4th down and 4. This play should get loud. Lewis out of the shotgun, takes the snap, he's going to run for it. Sheen Butler Wilson, a huge lead block. And Lewis is going to be stopped shy. He dives forward, he's stopped at the 6. I'm not saying it's nail in the coffin, but with that stop, the Lakers can start breathing just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if Waynesville had gotten the 1st down or had gotten in the end zone, then they're still very much in this ball game. Early in the 4th quarter, they get stopped, turnover, the Lakers get the ball at the very least, run a little more time off the clock, and they've still got the 3-touchdown lead. So, yeah, that was huge. But again, Lewis, I tell you what, Sheen Butler Lawson might be their stud, but this Lewis kid at quarterback, he's going to be good this year.
And Chris, I never want to second guess a head coach, but on 4th and 4, 4th and 5, putting it on the ground, you really limit yourself if the defense snuffs you out. I'd like to see him do a run-pass option there, so in case you're getting ready to go to the ground, you can at least give yourself a shot and throw it up. I mean, at this point in the game, at this score, what do you have to lose?
Yeah, absolutely. Nice run on 1st down for the Lakers. They pick up 5 yards. This is good for Camdenton at this point in the game. You know, their bread and butter might be quick passing game, and that might be what we see from them all year long. but you've also got to be able to run the ball at some point. And here's one of those times, and they get to break it out, and we'll see if they can do it.
And it's not Eli Griffin in the backfield, as most might suspect. It's Jaden Faulkner. He gets the carry. Nice first quick step outside across the 15, close to first down yardage on the play.
Looks like he's got it.
And Eli Griffin now checks in to spell Faulkner. But I got to tell you, I did not see this coming, as Jaden Faulkner, a huge time role in tonight's game for the Lakers, and we anticipate that role could continue to grow because he's looked very, very good tonight in his role.
Absolutely. And so the Lakers just pick up a first down on running plays, and this is a great sign. If this is a team that is going to battle for a state championship this year, they're going to have to be able to run the ball, and they just did well against a pretty good defense.
Absolutely. So first down and 10. This first down brought to you by Quick Car. The give to Eli Griffin. Stacking the box is Waynesville. And here's a kid I want to talk to you about, Chris. You saw him come through the screen there like a freight train. That's Jashawn Mabry Lyles. 5'9", 200 pounds. He starts on the offensive line. He starts on the defensive line. The kid's a freshman. Wow. He has got a bright future ahead of him. And if you watch him move, especially defensively, he kind of reminds you of a Sean Merriman type player off the line. Watch the way, 56, far side, all the way edge. He just adjusted. Watch the way he gets off this line of scrimmage, Chris. There he was in the backfield, but a big-time run by Griffin. He's got 10 yards and another Quick Car first down. I don't know if you saw it. He sideswept and swim the offensive lineman. It was in the backfield. Too late, though, because Griffin was 5 yards the other way.
That's a first down. Again, running the ball. I tell you what, I'm more impressed with this drive from the Lakers, running the ball, picking up those 2 first downs, than probably any of their other drives so far tonight. Got a timeout now.
All right, so we'll take a short commercial break. It's Camdenton 28, Waynesville 6, 8:20 left in the ball game, folks. We'll be right back after this.
This live Camdenton Lakers football game on Lake TV is brought to you by Slumberland Furniture, the Midmo Sports Network, Sardike Yamaha, Marcus Shakora State Farm, Polylift Boat Lifts, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialists, Ozark Homes, Bridal Cave, Quick Car in Osage Beach, Bristol Barbershop and Academy, Clark Tire in Sunrise Beach, the Missouri State High School Activities Association, Captain Ron's, Bear Market, the Butcher Shop in Camdenton, and Allie Holman Howe Funeral Home in Camdenton.
Welcome back, folks, to Lake TV's coverage of live high school football. Big shout out to our sponsors, Slumberland Furniture, Midmo Sports Network, Sardike Yamaha, Quick Car in Osage Beach, Marcus Shakora, Polylift Boat Lifts, of course, Marcus Shakora State Farm, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialist, Ozark Homes and Lori, Bridal Cave, Nature Awaits, Bristol Barbershop and Academy in Camdenton, Captain Ron's, the home of the annual Lake of the Ozarks shootout. And Chris, I'll let you finish up with our last 4 momentarily. DeLaurent now under center, 8:20 left. It's a play action. He's got his man, looking for his man. He's got it, and look at him go all the way to the house from the 30, 70 yards out. Mason Kinney, the tight end. He was so close earlier tonight. This time a perfect ball and a great job, Chris. Kenny climbs the ladder, pulls it away from the defender, and then you saw from the big guy the breakaway speed.
Absolutely. Nice from DeLaurent. Nice, even better catch and run on that one. And that one breaks it open.
So a 70-yard touchdown from Paxton DeLaurent to his man, number 90, Mason Kinney, the senior, stands 6'30", 210, but boy, can he boogie.
Yeah, sure can. He showed some wheels on that one.
Camdenton burns a timeout, folks. We do apologize. We did have real brief technical difficulties, and it couldn't have come any worse time. You missed a 70-yard touchdown from quarterback Paxton DeLaurent to Mason Kenny. Kenny pulled it down about the 35-yard line. Great throw, great catch, and he was off to the races, Chris. They didn't get to see it, but it was picture perfect.
Yeah, but that's another one of those plays that almost could have gone either way. It was pretty good coverage. The defender was there, and both the receiver and the defender went for the ball. The receiver, got the better of it and got the breakaway touchdown there. And that should pretty much put this one away, I would think.
Yeah, I would say it's safe to say nail, meet, coffin, 38-6. Camdenton an extra point away from going up 29
Has it
points.
stopped raining? It almost looks like it stopped raining.
Well, it kind of looks like it is. The only thing I see is the haze from the cannon. Purple haze. Our head production assistant here in the booth, Ross Reinhardt, says, well, purple haze, of course. DeLaurent now. Play action, looking for his man, Jace Nicholas. A great throw, back shoulder to perfection, and the two-point conversion is good, so Camdenton extends their lead to 30. They're up big over Waynesville. You're watching exclusive coverage of high school football on Lake TV.
This is your Lake Area State Farm agent, Marcus Sikora, and I would love to be the one you trust for your insurance needs.
There's a new bear in town at Bear Market in Camdenton, and the three bears are giving him room to roam. With enlarged floor space and expanded departments, hundreds of shelves packed with consignment merchandise, all at thrift store prices. Clothing for every member of the family, including infants and toddlers. And there were 6 cashier stations to serve you better. Plus, a portion of proceeds from sales goes to local charities. So look for the four bears at Bear Market, Route 54 West in Camdenton.
And we're back on Lake TV, where this night has belonged to the Camdenton Lakers, Chris, and not to take anything away from Joe Haynes and his Waynesville Tigers squad, but a night that hasn't even seen the Camdenton Lakers firing all cylinders, and they're starting to pull away.
Yes, they are, and that was their first score of the second half.
Impressive nonetheless. Up 30, and Henderson with the return out to the 26th, and that's where Waynesville takes over. And these are valuable minutes because, yes, it's a 30-point game, but with 8 minutes to go, you've had a pretty impressive showing by your junior quarterback, Michael Lewis, and something to build on here in the last 8 minutes.
Yeah, I tell you what, these first games are always tough. You really don't know what you have going in if you're a coach, especially if you're a coach like, Joe Haynes over there on the Waynesville side, because it's just his second year. But in this first game, you just learn a ton of different things. One of the things he's learned is this young quarterback, who's just a junior, Lewis, can throw the ball pretty well. He can run very well. And the Laker defense has kept Sheen Butler-Lawson pretty much in check all night. Very impressive defensive play.
Here is Lewis, and he is nailed in the backfield. That's Ryan Mawson again. That's his 11th tackle of the night.
Up here on that hit.
Tell you what, Ryan Mawson is the Energizer Bunny. He moves sideline to sideline. He's a kid who's dreamt of holding this position with these Camdenton Lakers since he was 10 years old. He's worked his way up, just been a relentless worker. He's been part of the United States national team the last 2 years, representing his class across the country. Currently ranked as one of the top 20 linebackers across the country in his class, so bright things ahead for Ryan Mawson. We owe you a commercial break, folks, but don't go anywhere. We have the rest of tonight's game on Lake TV after this.
Allie Home and Howe Funeral Home, your hometown funeral service provider, has been proudly supporting Camdenton and the surrounding communities for 90 years. At Allie Home and Howe Funeral Home, we believe in giving back, remaining visible, and serving the communities that have welcomed us through the years. Our hometown staff is active in volunteering at local organizations. Brett Edson and the staff at Allie Home and Howe Funeral Home are proud supporters of Camdenton Laker athletics, and we wish all of our student athletes the best of luck in the upcoming season.
1, 2, 3, Lakers!
And we're back on Lake TV for the Camdenton Lakers game. It's the home opener. It's the season opener, Chris, and it's a season removed, or just a year removed from a season in which the Lakers had state championship aspirations. And after the end they had last year, a lot of high expectations around the community, around this venue here, and it's been a good start for Camdenton.
Yeah, it has.
Lewis now steps up, lets one air out. He's looking for Lawson, who gets turned into a defender and does a nice job to make sure that falls incomplete. Going to bring up 3rd and 12, but I still impressed by this Lewis kid. Some of the intangible things that you just can't coach, he shows. And only a junior. Imagine what this kid's going to look like come district play down the stretch and entering his senior campaign if he progresses the way it looks like he will.
Yeah, I think it's good that the Lakers are getting this Waynesville team early in the season, because I think they're just going to get better as the year goes along.
Indeed. Now Lewis has a guy wide open. He went the other way. They totally missed it. A really solid play nonetheless. And oh boy, guess who it is here? None other than Sheen Butler Lawson. He has a big time gainer. It's 30 yards on that play. And Chris, I was kind of disappointed because I saw the flyman here. He was streaking wide open, and he went across the field to Butler Wilson, who had a slew of Lakers around him, but Butler Wilson shows you just why he's so special.
It was a nice play. That might be their best offensive play of the night, other than the touchdown run in the first half.
Quick hitter here to the outside. That's completed and then taken down. Nice tackle on the play. Laker there, Jason Nicholas with the stop. The receiver for Waynesville, Levi Garcia. First time we've called his name tonight. He has 4 yards, brings up 2nd down and 6. One thing for the Lakers is with these conditions, first and foremost, you want to win, but another important thing, you want to leave without any major injuries, and we do have an injury concern with one of the Lakers starting corners. Little bit of a fluff and a really nice play, and on his feet still to the house, Jaden Andrews again. Second time tonight the ball's been underthrown. Andrews fights to come back, and not only did he fight to come back and make the catch, he then made the little juke move and pranced his way into the end zone. That's good for 43 yards and another touchdown, and I'll tell you what, Jalen Andrews has been another bright spot for Waynesville tonight.
Nice drive, really nice drive. Couple of long plays there. The the screen pass to Sheen Butler Lawson to get that big first down, that one. Yeah, and that's one of the things I think Coach Shore and the defense are going to have to work on, is that just throwing it up for grabs and playing the ball back there, because that's 2 big plays.
Gonna have to get that head turned around a little sooner once you see any indication of the receiver starting to make an adjustment. So far on the 2-point conversion, it's going to be an illegal motion. I think he fought his way in, but it's going to be an illegal shift against Waynesville. This penalty flag brought to you by Ozarks Homes. It's either going to be neutral zone infraction or an illegal shift or procedure. We'll wait to see. Yeah, it's going to be an illegal procedure, so Waynesville going to have to try it again, because they did say the receiver got in after that effort. That's a really
nice effort.
Nice job by Almanzo Martin, because if he doesn't get in, they're just able to decline and go to a kickoff. So they'll have to try again here, now backed up to the 8-yard line.
You know, a lot of fight, though, in this Waynesville team, not giving up after that last touchdown for the Lakers. That pretty much put it out of reach. Even with this touchdown, it's still probably out of reach for Waynesville, but no give up.
Oh, that's not going to be good. That is a sack on the 2-point conversion attempt, so it won't go down as an official sack, but Cooper Ezzard with a big-time defensive play, and the Lakers lead 36-12 with 6:13 left in the game. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back on Lake TV after this.
This live Camdenton Lakers football game on Lake TV is brought to you by Slumberland Furniture, the Midmo Sports Network, Sardike Yamaha, Marcus Shakora State Farm, Polylift Boat Lifts, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialists, Ozark Homes, Bridal Cave, Quick Car in Osage Beach, Bristol Barbershop and Academy, Clark Tire in Sunrise Beach, the Missouri State High School Activities Association, Captain Ron's, Bear Market, the Butcher Shop in Camdenton, and Allie Holman Howe Funeral Home in Camdenton.
And we're back, and Chris, tonight a night where a lot of things to be figured out, and of course early, but one of our concerns in our pregame show tonight was how are the Lakers going to replace those 5 pieces at the receiver position that graduated, and not that they're easy to replace, but it looks like we at least have somewhat of an answer because Camdenton has had a slew of guys do it from the wide receiver position tonight.
They have, but they still need a lot of work. They haven't shown the crispness or smoothness, but again, it's just game 1 of the season, so that should come. But yeah, they still need to work on a lot of the things.
Uh-oh, an onside, a nice job by Waynesville. They recover the onside kick, and that was done to perfection.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it didn't look like Camdenton was prepared for that.
No, it didn't. Actually, it kind of looks like they had fallen asleep a little bit on that one.
So you got to do the math. It's a 24-point game, which would be 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions. 6-12. Not that you would think they'd be going onside there, but you do have to be prepared for that.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they go onside there, right? They're down by 3+ touchdowns, so they really need to get the ball back. I'm not sure if Camdenton was ready for that or not. Didn't look like it. But the rain has stopped, so we're happy.
So one thing that I'm just blown away by is this Lakers defense and how good they've been at tackling, because it's typically the first guy there, as you see, first guy there trips him up. That time it was number 64 for Camdenton, Marcus Stevens, the senior, with the stop. But this is a very athletic and gifted Waynesville team, a team that's going to elude a lot of would-be tacklers this season. And I think that's a testament to this Laker defense because, I mean, you can't harp on it enough. They've looked really good, and I don't think there's too many teams on Waynesville's schedule that'll hold them to 12 points through 3.5 quarters.
No, and Sheen Butler-Larson is going to do have a lot of big games too.
Oh my goodness. Did you see the hit laid by Mason Kinney on quarterback Michael Lewis as we have another Ozark Homes penalty flag? But did anybody else see the hit by Mason Kinney?
Yeah, and there was one earlier too on the long touchdown pass that most people didn't see. He got planted on that one too.
It was by Court Petty, who body slammed him. Probably the best WWE move we've seen tonight. 3 sacks, 5 tackles for a loss, 8 tackles. And we have a little extracurricular activity after the play. And Chris, it's a 3+ score ball game. It's kind of been a frustrating night for Waynesville, and this is where it might start to get a little chippy.
Yeah, right now it's starting to set in for them that this game is lost. They're not going to be able to come back and win this one. And so, yeah, that is when it tends to get a little chippy. They've been gearing up for this game for the last 6 months or whatever, and it's tough when you get in the final minutes here.
And another stoppage. It's 3rd and 23.
You know, in the preseason polls, most all the polls had Waynesville in the top 5 of the conference. And the Lakers, even though they haven't been real sharp, they haven't played as great as they can play, they've still pretty much dominated this game.
Oh, yeah, and that's absolutely true, Chris. Waynesville is expected to be a contender this year. Their head coach, Joe Haynes, And we know he's confident. We know he's excited. But most head coaches won't predict their team's record. Yeah. Both of these teams are confident. Coach Jeff Shores says he expects to win every game.
Every game.
Coach Joe Haynes says he expects to be 7-2 entering the playoffs.
Going into the playoffs.
Meaning he's going to have to go 7-1 in his next 8 games. And Chris, I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to do that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting watching this team because there's some talent here.
Thomas now steps up, and guess who? Once again, Court Petty, his 4th sack of the night. Are you kidding me? I can't believe it, Chris.
It's a good game for him.
That might as well be Chris Jones for Kansas City.
He's pretty much dominated this game from the defensive side. It's been pretty impressive. He got up a little slow on that one. I don't know if he was a little dinged up or just a little tired.
That's going to be a turnover on Dallas. Camdenton takes back over 1st and 10 at the Waynesville 35-yard line. And our player of the game tonight, presented by 107.9 The Coyote, home of the famous KC in the round man. It's a shot downfield. Jace Nicholas right in the breadbasket down to the 11-yard line. We'll give him 24, and guess what? Foot is still on the gas pedal for these Lakers.
Yeah, that was a nice pass. He put that right on the money where it had to be. Maybe his best pass of the night. That was pretty sweet.
Paxton heard us about to announce the player of the game, and he's like, "Hey, hurry up! Not so fast. I'm gonna still make my case." But Chris, and I think you'd have to agree with me. Tonight's player of the game, presented by 107.9 The Coyote, none other than senior lineman Court Petty. He has 9 tackles, 6 tackles for a loss, 4 quarterback sacks, and a forced fumble. You can't script a better night.
Boy, it's pretty tough to beat that. I don't know. Maybe DeLaurent could have a challenge for that, but no, I think you're right. I think that is the player of the game.
Yeah, DeLaurent, a solid night, 2 touchdown passes, 1 interception, over 230 yards passing. But you'll see that stat line more than you'll see the stat line belonging to Court Petty tonight. And he had a big junior campaign a year ago, and obviously a long season. But he's on pace to average 36 sacks this regular season.
That'd be something else, wouldn't it?
Chris, you're a sports guy. Trivia for you after we see this fade to the end zone and
there's
pass interference in the end zone. And out of your screen here a little bit, we are limited based on our angle. Going to be pass interference. And a little trivia for you, Chris. Who is the NFL's all-time leading sack artist?
Reggie White?
Close.
Yeah?
Reggie White is a close second with 147.5 sacks, but somebody has 162 sacks in their career.
Who would that be?
The great Buffalo Bill Bruce Smith.
Really?
I
should have guessed.
I'm a big Bills fan, so, and I know you're a Dallas guy. I know you spent many years traveling with the Cowboys. For those of you who don't know,
I did.
Chris Snyder, the sports director for CBS Sports Radio in Dallas for many years, and nice defensive play
knockaway
right there by number 22, Tristan Martin. But Chris, you got a lot of years around the Cowboys, and you guys had your fair share of run-ins with Buffalo.
Yeah. What a couple of Super Bowls that went the Cowboys' way, but. Yeah, those were some pretty good Cowboy teams, though, back in the Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin days.
Just some of the greatest players you'll ever see played on those Cowboys teams, man. And under pressure to DeLaurent, and that is, guess who? That's your freshman lineman that I said has been outstanding. That's Jashawn Mabry Lyles, just a freshman.
Wow.
He's been in on many plays, and I tell you, this kid's going to be special for the next 3+ years as part of this program.
Yeah, I mean, if he's doing this as a freshman, just think what he's going to do as a sophomore, junior, and senior. It's pretty impressive.
What can he do for the rest of his freshman campaign even?
You know what? I mean, this is going to be a Lakers win, no doubt about it. And they've controlled this game pretty much. But this Waynesville team shows flashes of having something here, both on defense and on offense.
So a timeout by Waynesville where we'll take a commercial break, folks, but don't go anywhere. We've got a couple minutes left of tonight's Camdenton Laker home opener. We'll be right back on Lake TV after this.
Hi, this is Kendall Surdike, and at Surdike Yamaha, we have been selling and serving the Ozarks for almost 50 years. We've learned during that time that our customers expect the best in their Yamahas, with same-day service and even courtesy loaner units. That is why at Surdike Yamaha, you receive 1 year of free scheduled maintenance with every new and used recreational Yamaha bought. You can have more fun with your Yamaha boats and wave runners that are assembled right here in the USA and won't have to worry about maintenance costs for the first year because it is on us.
You ride on our reputation.
And we are back here on Lake TV. Did want to give another shout out to all of our sponsors, starting with our lead level sponsors, Slumberland Furniture, Midmo Sports Network, Surdike Yamaha, Quick Car of Osage Beach, home of the Unlimited Car Wash Club. Wash your car as many times as you want, even daily for as low as $25 a month. Marcus Shakora, State Farm Insurance, Poly Lift Boat Lifts, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialist, and Ozark Homes, our lead level sponsors. And here's an opportunity for Galbraith now, a 36-yard field goal attempt. It is up. It has enough distance, and it is good. Luke Galbraith from 36 yards out. How you doing after that into last season? Good for you, young man, and the Lakers. 39, Waynesville 12. We'll be right back on Lake TV after this. Good for
Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, Slumberland's 3-day doorbuster sale. You'll get up to 70% off. Get this solid wood nightstand for just $198. Make your bed new again with this incredibly comfy mattress topper, marked way down to $86. Pay no interest for 4 years. But hurry, quantities are limited. The 3-day doorbuster sale at Slumberland. It's a good life.
This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance.
This is your Lake Area State Farm agent, Marcus Sikora, and I would love to be the one you trust for your insurance needs.
Welcome back to Lake TV's coverage of high school football outside our lead level sponsors. We also have to thank all our sponsors tonight, including Bridal Cave, Mother Nature Awaits, Bristol Barbershop and Academy, Captain Ron's, home of the annual Lake of the Ozarks Shootout, Clark Tire and Sunrise Beach, Bear Market Consignment, The Butcher Shop in Camdenton, and Allie Holman Howe Funeral Home, and another illegal procedure penalty flag presented by Ozark Homes. And Chris, the brand new footballs this year that were bought and gifted to this Camdenton Laker team were a gift from Laker coach Brett Edson and his wife on behalf of the Allie Holman Howe Funeral Home. And I'll tell you, they are beautiful. I got a chance to look at these yesterday when I was hanging out in Brett's office, and I'm telling you what, just really, really neat. They've got the purple laces, they've got the Hogs emblem, they've got Lakers and their team issue. I don't know if you can see here on the camera, but that's what this year's Lakers footballs look like, used in all their games here at Bob Shore Stadium. And another shout out to Brett Edson and his wife and his mother with Allie Holman Howe. They do a ton, not just for this program here, but for the entire community. And not many high schools have their own custom footballs.
No, they don't.
That one's in the air and intercepted by guess who? Colin Thomas, number 2 on the night. He's got some room across the 40, taken down at the 37, and that is another Laker takeaway. Guess who's in there on the stop? That's quarterback Michael Lewis. But Colin Thomas, we talked about it. I told you, one of the better coverage corners across the entire state. He has 3 pass breakups and 2 interceptions. Another guy very deserving of tonight's player of the game.
Did a good job of knowing where the ball was, knocking it up, and then having a chance actually to bring it down for the interception.
How about the night for the Lakers, and a night that we touched on? It's the first game of the season. They don't look incredibly sharp at all cylinders, but the defense has been the point of emphasis. They have been dominant.
Yeah.
They have not allowed any breathing room for this Waynesville team, and I'll tell you what, 12 points on the board with 3:20 left. If the score ends limiting to 12 points, I'd say you have to be very, very happy.
Yeah. And Waynesville, you know, their defense hasn't played all that bad.
I'm confused as to what's going on here.
Yeah, I thought that was an interception.
I am all kinds of confused. It was a first down, so there must have been a penalty flag.
We must have missed it.
Because if it was incomplete here, so the interception is wiped. Colin Thomas doesn't have his second interception of the night. Penalty flag on Camdenton gives an automatic first down to Waynesville at the 50. That play is a negative play. 10-yard loss, and now we're at 2nd and 20. Are we caught up?
I guess we're caught up. We better pay better attention here, huh?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know how that happened, but 2nd down and 20 now. Michael Lewis out of the shotgun. Looks like he's trying to get an audible from the sideline. Head coach Joe Haynes, and now another penalty flag presented by Ozark Homes. A delay of game on Waynesville. That's going to back him up another 5 for a 2nd and 15.
Yeah.
Chris, one thing Waynesville is going to have to work on, keeping an eye on the clock, keeping an eye on the ball, because we saw a lot of false starts, offsides, and delay of games tonight.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of that stuff they need to clean up. But I think the Laker defense, which has been pretty dominant in this game, has had something to do with that too.
Oh, for sure. Stepping up now, Lewis over the middle. That one is almost intercepted. Coming up and making a play on it is Talon Randazzo, and he's had a ball game. Seems like there's a slew of Lakers that we can say they've had a ball game, and for this community, for this district, for this program, it's a picture-perfect start, because it's week 1 and you expect some of the messiness.
Right.
But to come out and to have your defense put on a showcase like this and have an offense as powerful and not have the showing but still win by 27, well, we'll take it.
Well, absolutely. Nice run from Lewis.
He trips up on his own guy, actually, after a decent run. We're going to give him about 11 yards, going to bring up 4th down and 12, and Michael Lewis still fighting as we're inside 2 minutes to go. Folks, don't go anywhere. Following the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll have our post-game show presented by Sir Dyke Yamaha, and we hope to have our player of the game as well as head coach Jeff Shore join us in the booth for that. Ball's on the ground, picked up by the Camdenton Lakers, and it is Cooper Ezzard with the fumble recovery.
Wow,
and
he's
Camden,
had a great game too.
Ezzard, it's just, Lakers played well. They get another takeaway, and it's a few things like that it's just Camdenton being in the right spot at the right time and Waynesville not protecting the football.
Yeah, absolutely. But you can see the difference between the top of the conference and mid-range conference here between these two teams tonight. Camdenton, you know, in most of the preseason polls, ranked to finish 1st or 2nd in the Ozark Conference, and they've done nothing tonight to disprove that. They look pretty good.
1st and 10 now. We'll get a look at backup quarterback junior Jacob Wormsley now. Takes the snap under pressure, and he's going to be taken down. The sack actually credited to, again, number 56. That's Jashawn Mabry Lyles. Knocked him down with his knee touching the turf. So his 2nd sack, and I'll tell you what, his first game at the high school level, it's been a really good first showing.
Look out for that kid in the years to come, not to mention the rest of this year.
No doubt about it. So see what backup quarterback Jacob Wormsley can do under pressure. Again, he's going to be taken down from behind. Another quarterback sack, this time Ian Williams with the sack, and oh no, shaken up on the play is previously mentioned Jashawn Mabry Lyles, and he looks seriously shaken up. We'll take a commercial break, folks. We'll be right back on Lake TV after this.
Polylift Boat Lifts. Boaters everywhere have relied on Polylift boat lifts to raise their boat up and out of the water time and time again. Polylift boat lifts are made of the finest materials and offer a lifetime warranty on the tanks. Stop by Polylift and see the huge selection of wet steps, water toys, and dock accessories. You can even shop online at polylift.com. Polylift boat lifts. You know what they say.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build Poly lifts.
Hi, I'm Tyler Loftus with Ozarks Homes. If you're in the market for a new home or you may be considering building, I encourage you to look into custom-built modular homes. Our modular homes are built, financed, and insured like a regular house. We invite you to visit our display lot right on Highway 5 in Laurie at Lake of the Ozarks. Each home we have on display shows different features from kitchen layouts, floor plans, bathroom options, and much more. We can customize floor plans based off what you, the customer, are wanting. Ozarks Homes, family-owned, operated, and making homeowners' dreams come true for over 30 years.
Alley Home and Howe Funeral Home, your hometown funeral service provider, has been proudly supporting Camdenton and the surrounding communities for 90 years. At Alley Home and Howe Funeral Home, we believe in giving back, remaining visible, and serving the communities that have welcomed us through the years. Our hometown staff is active in volunteering at local organizations. Brett Edson and the staff at Alley Home and Howe Funeral Home are proud supporters of Camdenton Laker athletics, and we wish all of our student athletes the best of luck in the upcoming season.
1, 2, 3, Lakers! And we are back now as Wormsley, quick hitter. He has his man. And guess who? Talon Randazzo all the way down to the 28. He has 26 yards when he needed 25. That's a big first down presented by Quick Car and Camdenton nearing the Marcus Shakora red zone. Once again, they have it 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line, and that's how you know things are going your way.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice run after catch there. Pick up that 26 yards.
Talon Randazzo, just an absolute great evening for the Lakers, and he's one of those guys I think Paxton's going to be relying on all season long.
I think you're right.
20 seconds to go. Camdenton will have to snap it at least one more time. Jacob Wormsley, the victory knee. And your final from the jaws of death, Bob Shore Stadium, Camdenton 39, Waynesville 12, and the road to the state title in Camdenton, Missouri starts victoriously. We'll be back on Lake TV with your post-game show presented by Cerdite Yamaha.
This live Camdenton Lakers football game on Lake TV is brought to you by Slumberland Furniture, the Midmo Sports Network, Cerdite Yamaha, Marcus Shakora State Farm, Polylift Boat Lifts, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialists, Ozarks Homes, Bridal Cave, Quick Car in Osage Beach, Bristol Barbershop and Academy, Clark Tire in Sunrise Beach, the Missouri State High School Activities Association, Captain Ron's, Bear Market, The Butcher Shop in Camdenton, and Alley Home and Howe Funeral Home in Camdenton.
Once upon a time, 3 bears went shopping. At Bear Market, of course. Inside, they couldn't believe their eyes. Panda Bear loved the selection of women's clothes. Girls' clothes, too. Polar Bear was excited about the racks of men's clothes. Boys' clothes, too. And shoes, shoes, shoes. Brown Bear had fun trying out the huge selection of furniture. Tools, too. When the 3 bears heard Bear Market was a consignment store that helped local charities, they couldn't bear to leave. So look for the 3 bears when you shop at Bear Market, Route 54 West in Camdenton.
Discovered over a century and a half ago, Bridal Cave continues to amaze those who venture through it. As you tour through Bridal Cave, you'll see massive onyx formations, giant columns, and the one and only Mystery Lake. Bridal Cave's unique stalactite-adorned bridal chapel has provided a truly unique backdrop for over 3,000 couples from around the world. Bridal Cave is open daily, rain or shine. Guided tours leave every few minutes. Come explore the lake's favorite natural attraction. Explore Bridal Cave today.
Guys deserve to be pampered and look good too. At Bristol Barbershop and Academy in Camdenton, we make you look dapper ready. We provide traditional to modern cuts along with classic straight razor, hot neck and facial shaves too. Bristol Barbershop and Academy is perfect for bachelor events, groomsmen, and any special occasion. Search for us on Google, Facebook, and our Bristle Barbershop Academy website. Bristle Barbershop and Academy, located off South Business 5 in Camdenton, near the VFW.
Lake of the Ozarks is the boating capital in Missouri. Did you know that your prop is the most important part of your boat? With 27 years of propeller repair at Lake of the Ozarks, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialist, is the choice for you. The most advanced in propeller repair and scanning, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialist, can help you boat smarter, go farther, and last longer on beautiful Lake of the Ozarks. Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialist. Go with the best or stay on shore with the rest.
It's time for the Surdike Yamaha post-game show.
It's your Surdike Yamaha post-game show on Lake TV. William Holtz, my good man, the legendary Chris Schneider. And Chris, the night that really did belong to the Camdenton Lakers.
Yeah, pretty much from the get-go, Camdenton. I mean, Waynesville showed a lot in this. I mean, I think this team is going to be pretty decent, but Camdenton is just so much better. They controlled the game throughout. Should have been a closer game, but the Lakers were able to take advantage of, some turnovers, some different things. And then DeLaurent, how he was able to just, in the first half, he didn't do it in the second half, but he was just bigger, stronger, and able to complete some things, some very big plays to give the Lakers a big early lead, and they just cruised from there.
Yeah, and the Lakers, scored 28 points in the first half. They led 28-6, and it looked like, hey, there may be no scoring here. As through the third quarter, there was nothing, and the Lakers were able to score a couple more times. Of course, Waynesville tacked on a touchdown, but, we said it time and time again. It wasn't the best night for Camdenton. It was an opening week start. You saw some jitters. You also saw that from Waynesville. But if you were to look at the box score, you would be like, man, Camdenton is that much better than them, and that's just a fact.
Yeah.
Because when you can bring a team in, when your offense doesn't perform as well as they typically do, and you have a team as talented as Waynesville, and you don't fire on all cylinders, but you still end up winning by this margin, I think that's a testament to how good Camdenton is and how deep this team is, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and you can get away with that with teams that are, mid-conference or lower in the conference. You can't get away with that if you're playing, the top 1, 2, or 3 teams.
Right.
So it's good to get this one under your belt, learn from it, get back into practice next week, work on some things, try, get things figured out, and just get a little crisper for game 2, for week 2. And then week 3, I think, is probably a huge game for the Lakers. So, they're going to have some stuff figured out by then. But a great start, and probably more impressive than anything was the defense today. I know the offense gets a lot of headlines. They had, scored more points than anybody else in the state last year. But the defense tonight was very impressive for the Lakers.
Some of the numbers on defense look like this. Defensive captain Ryan Mawson, 12 tackles, 2 for a loss. Colin Thomas, he had 4 passes defended, 1 interception, had a second interception called back due to a defensive penalty. And then, of course, Court Petty just had a dream night from the line, or from the defensive line of scrimmage. He had 6 tackles for a loss, 4 sacks, and a forced fumble, and that's why he's tonight's 107-9 player of the game. We're going to try to have Court Petty up here in the booth. He's on his way up, actually, so we'll get to talk to the young man. He just had an incredible evening. And another couple of guys that just had really good evening. Of course, quarterback Paxton DeLaurent. This was your first time getting a chance to watch him live.
Yeah.
What was your take?
I was very, very impressed with him. I mean, just physically, he's impressive, right? He's a big kid. He's strong, but he's also quick. When he was back there scrambling around, a couple of those plays, he was back there running around for 10 to 15 seconds, which is unheard of, especially for a guy that big. I think he is going to be able to dominate a lot of games this year, if he's able to keep that up. If the line's able to block in front of him, if the receivers are able to get open. He did miss a couple of open receivers in the second half, but that's going to happen, especially in the first game. But that first drive where he should have been sacked a couple of times, but he was just too big and strong, and he got passes off. He was pretty amazing. Very impressed with him.
Eli Griffin. He has a solid junior campaign a season ago. 13 rushing touchdowns. He has 2 on the night tonight. And Chris, you'll see here, I circled some of the names on the roster. You had Colin Thomas. We knew that. Ethan Harris. He had a nice game. Cooper Ezzard.
Very good game.
A big game,
yeah.
And a name that I wasn't necessarily expecting to call a lot of, Jaden Faulkner. He was awesome. He ran for a touchdown. He had 4 to 6 catches. He was all over the field. He's going to be a nice addition for these guys.
Yeah, and it's interesting because Camdenton is one of the favorites to win a state championship this year, right? And tonight what we saw, shouldn't dissuade anybody of that possibility. And this program has a pedigree of doing that. They've won, 5 state championships. It's been a little while. I think the last one was 2005. So 14, 15 years. But it's a possibility. It's a real possibility. And again, I think tonight is a good start in that direction.
A few other names you got to mention. Got to love the night Luke Galbraith had. He connected on a 36-yard field goal. Was perfect. 3 of 3 from extra points. Talon Randazzo, unbelievable. He was all over the place. He had a nice night. Ryan Mawson, of course. Marcus Stevens. Devin Stamper with the birthday. Mason Kenny, of course, our player of the game, Court Petty. List goes on and on, but a few wanted to talk about. We're going to come back on our Surdike Yamaha post-game show. We'll talk with head coach Jeff Shore. We'll talk with player of the game, Court Petty. For Chris Schneider, that's going to be a night for you. Great job. Had a blast with you in our first call together. It's an honor to be with one of the greatest to ever do it, and I'll look forward to being with you next weekend in Osage for a 1-0 Indians team that I think you'll have a lot of fun
covering. That'll be a lot of fun, absolutely. Looking forward to it. Thank you for inviting me to join you. Appreciate it very much.
That's Coyote Chris. He'll see you next Friday, and we'll be back with the rest of the post-game show after this.
Hi, this is Kendall Surdike, and at Surdike Yamaha, we have been selling and serving the Ozarks for almost 50 years. We've learned during that time that our customers expect the best in their Yamahas, with same-day service and even courtesy loaner units. That is why at Surdike Yamaha, you receive 1 year of free scheduled maintenance with every new and used recreational Yamaha bought. You can have more fun with your Yamaha boats and wave runners that are assembled right here in the USA and won't have to worry about maintenance costs for the first year because it is on us.
You ride on our reputation.
This live Camdenton Lakers football game on Lake TV is brought to you by Slumberland Furniture, the Midmo Sports Network, Surdike Yamaha, Marcus Shakora State Farm, Polylift Boat Lifts, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialists, Ozark Homes, Bridal Cave, Quick Car in Osage Beach, Bristol Barbershop and Academy, Clark Tire in Sunrise Beach, the Missouri State High School Activities Association, Captain Ron's, Bear Market, the Butcher Shop in Camdenton, and Allie Holman Howe Funeral Home in Camdenton.
And we're back here on the Surdike Yamaha post-game show, and I've got tonight's player of the game presented by 107.9 The Coyote. It's Court Petty. And Court, I asked you when you got up here, how many sacks do you have? What'd you think you had?
I felt like about 2 or 3.
He ended up having 4 sacks on the night, 6 tackles for a loss, and a forced fumble. Although in high school, you guys keep stats weird sometimes. Sometimes quarterback sacks, they credit tackles for a loss. But don't let anybody fool you. You had 4 sacks tonight, 6 tackles for a loss, and a forced fumble. And one thing I took away from tonight's game is this defense may end up being the strong point of this team.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's just like we've all been working hard. We all just like stuck to the weight room and just stayed focused and worked on our speed.
You guys came in against a very talented Waynesville team, really dangerous quarterback, really dangerous tailback, but you guys were able to limit it. How did you do that?
Well, it's just like whenever they came out there, we knew they were going to be fast, and we knew we had to like stay in front of them, keep them out of the outside, keep them inside to where we all can come in and cluster up on them, keep them in close. Just wrap up and tackle good.
Tell you what, you guys did just that. You should be really, really impressed with yourself. And I get the sense from a lot of your teammates and from a lot of the community, the expectations this year around this program are incredibly high.
Yeah, I feel like they are, but I just told them this year that we got to stay one game at a time, stay focused, and just don't get too ahead of ourselves.
You've got the impressive stat line, you've got the poise, and you've got tonight's player of the game. That's Camdenton Laker, Court Petty, 6 tackles for for a loss, 4 sacks, and a forced fumble. You did it all. Congratulations on the win, my man, and I'll look forward to covering you later in the year. We'll be back on Lake TV after this.
This live Camdenton Lakers football game on Lake TV is brought to you by Slumberland Furniture, the Midmo Sports Network, Sardike Yamaha, Marcus Shakora State Farm, Polylift Boat Lifts, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialists, Ozark Homes, Bridal Cave, Quick Car in Osage Beach, Bristol Barbershop and Academy, Clark Tire in Sunrise Beach, the Missouri State High School Activities Association, Captain Ron's, Bear Market, The Butcher Shop in Camdenton, and Allie Holman Howe Funeral Home in Camdenton.
Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, Slumberland's 3-day doorbuster sale. You'll get up to 70% off. Get this solid wood nightstand for just $198. Make your bed new again with this incredibly comfy mattress topper, marked way down to $86. Pay no interest for 4 years. But hurry, quantities are limited. The 3-day doorbuster sale at Slumberland. It's a good life.
Hi, this is Kendall Surdike, and at Surdike Yamaha, we have been selling and serving the Ozarks for almost 50 years. We've learned during that time that our customers expect the best in their Yamahas, with same-day service and even courtesy loaner units. That is why at Surdike Yamaha, you receive 1 year of free scheduled maintenance with every new and used recreational Yamaha bought. You can have more fun with your Yamaha boats and wave runners that are assembled right here in the USA and won't have to worry about maintenance costs for the first year because it is on us.
You ride on our reputation.
And welcome back to the Surdike Yamaha post-game show. Camdenton victorious tonight, big over Waynesville. Now joined by head coach Jeff Shore. And coach, congratulations, you guys look pretty solid.
You know, it was good. It was a good one to get because I'll tell you, it was a choppy night. You know, that was the best way to describe it. It was just nasty out, hard to get any rhythm going. But I thought we played good. Our defense, especially, I thought played fantastic and really kind of set us up.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was going to touch on next, Coach. A night that maybe your offense not firing on all cylinders, but your defense, I'll tell you what, looked impossible to move the football against.
They did. You know, and that was what I was concerned with coming in. They looked very powerful on offense. So for us to play as well as we did up front, I thought, you know, Court, Kenny, Stevens, and our 2 ends, or like 4 ends. We played 4 ends tonight between Draper, Ezard, Jokic, and Tommy G. I thought those guys did a great job against a really fast, elusive quarterback. So, you know, we got some work to do there, but overall, they just did a really good job.
Coach, so coming into tonight's game, you knew that Waynesville was going to be fast. You knew they were going to be talented, but I know you liked your guys' chances. After the game is over, now that we're here, what do you think your team did the best tonight?
You know, probably just fighting through the elements a little bit. Like I said, it was a really choppy night. Hard to get any rhythm on offense, so I thought just keeping battling. You know, I thought Paxton kept a couple plays alive, you know, and got us ahead early. And then we were able to run a little power eye, you know, and hit on a couple things. Didn't feel like we ever got a great rhythm going, but I definitely felt like we just kept firing and firing, and, you know. And then the big field goal. I liked the field goal there from Luke. You know, that was
Loved it.
That was a good one, especially had a new battery operating there with the Connor out due to injury. He's normally our snapper. Jason's normally our holder. So we had to go Jace as the snapper. And Mason Draper came back in and held. So for them to never practice that much, you know, that was a nice job. And then, you know, Luke split him. And also Luke on the kickoffs. I mean, Waynesville is a huge kick return, you know, very dangerous. So his ability to put it in the end zone was it was huge for our defense. Set us up good.
And that first one, the initial kickoff, I thought that was a touchback.
It was close, wasn't it?
I mean, I didn't have the best angle, but I certainly thought it was a touchback. Coach, now you talked about Luke Galbraith. Everyone knows what happened last year. People forget this is one of the best kickers in the state of Missouri, and he showed it tonight.
Oh, absolutely. You know, Luke's he's a fantastic kicker. So, and he came up big tonight. It was a huge help for us on defense, and really set up our offense. You know, our defense really set up our offense tonight. So, just super happy. Our kids played hard. Obviously, we had a lot of first game mistakes that, you know, but we needed to play. You know, we just needed to play a ball game and to come out and win it 39-12, and you know, get one in the books. And how about the crowd that stuck around tonight?
Yeah.
You know, it was a horrible night, and we had a great contingent, a great following, and so. You know, all in all, I couldn't be happier.
Coach, I got to tell you, it was a really, really good start. You guys got up on Waynesville. Now you get to celebrate tonight's win. Then you got to look at traveling. What do you see next week?
We got Parkview coming up. So, you know, it's nice here. The kids got a day off school Monday, Labor Day. And so we'll have a chance to look at them and really get that going. I don't know much about them right now. We've been so Waynesville focused. So we'll literally start tonight. You know, we'll see them. So, and we'll start in on it and see what we can do.
Coach, coming into this game, everybody knew Camdenton Lakers. You had the #1 offense in the state of Missouri a year ago. You return a lot of the key pieces to that team. But do you think we could be looking at a Camdenton Lakers team where the defense may actually be the strength?
Well, I hope so. That'd be good. I'll take it. You know, they were last year. The defense played great last year. And, you know, so one feeds off the other. You can't have, you know, great offense without great defense. And so it was just a nice compliment. So far, so good. Started out this year, you know. We're going to have to develop some depth. We're pretty thin on playing experienced guys. So, you know, we got players. We got 80 players and there's 75, you know, depending on what day it is. And I'll tell you what, we got guys who can get in there. So we're going to develop some depth there to help us out and just keep going. You know, it's fun season. You know, football's fun. We try to stress that, and our kids have a good time playing ball. And it's just good to get one in the books today.
Coach, hey, man, congratulations. And you sure have Waynesville's number, improved to 8-1 in your career against the Tigers. Good start. See what you do next week, and we'll look forward to covering you all week long.
We can't wait to get to play another game. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Camdenton head coach Jeff Shore will be right back on the Sirlike Yamaha postgame show to wrap up after this.
This is your Lake Area State Farm agent, Marcus Sikora, and I would love to be the one you trust for your insurance needs.
Your vehicle, it's part of who you are. It's your partner in weekday traffic and your passport to weekend fun. It's your sometimes office and your all-the-time concert hall. For all your vehicle is to you, isn't it time you did something for it too? Check out the Quick Car Monthly Unlimited Wash Club. For only $25 a month, wash your car as often as you want. You'll enjoy significant savings. Join the Wash Club today. Quick Car. Quick, easy, and professional every time.
Welcome back to tonight's Sirlike Yamaha postgame show. William Holtz, we're about to wrap off for tonight's broadcast. I got to just tell everybody, it's been an outstanding broadcast. Our entire crew, top to bottom, has been awesome. Of course, included in our crew is one very special Adrian Reinhardt, a.k.a. Pork Chop. And you turned 14, and how exciting was it to get to watch the Lakers take care of business on your birthday?
Pretty fun.
Although
enjoyed it.
Tomorrow's actually your birthday, so you guys got any crazy plans with Dad or anything?
Just have a bunch of friends over.
Did I get the invite? He said, oh, he put me on the spot on TV. Well, hey, man, happy birthday. Thanks for helping out tonight. On behalf of Adrian, our birthday boy, and the entire crew here at Lake TV from Bob Shore Stadium, I'm William Holtz. Until next time, good night and God bless.
This live Camdenton Lakers football game on Lake TV is brought to you by Slumberland Furniture, the Midmo Sports Network, Sirlike Yamaha, Marcus Sikora State Farm, Polylift Boat Lifts, Cool Breeze Marine, the prop specialists, Ozark Homes, Bridal Cave, Quick Car in Osage Beach, Bristol Barbershop and Academy, Clark Tire in Sunrise Beach, the Missouri State High School Activities Association, Captain Ron's, Bear Market, The Butcher Shop in Camdenton, and Allie Holman Howe Funeral Home in Camdenton.